In this video, I went from an absolute noob to a pro player inside of Roblox Grow a Garden by getting certain mutations on a sunflower to make it the best sunflower inside of Roblox Grow a Garden. So make sure to watch it to the very end of this video to see me go from broke to absolutely rich and a professional player inside of Roblox Grow a Garden by using only the sunflower. So we're gonna go ahead and, like we normally do to get things started with these, we're gonna spawn in all of our mooncats. We're gonna go ahead and put our sunflower to begin with right over here, so it's a little close to all the mooncats, and then we're going to get these sprinklers set up. So we got a master sprinkler, we got a godly sprinkler, advanced, and a basic sprinkler. Okay, and there's our sunflower, and this should grow pretty quick with all those sprinklers. And then to also speed things up, we have some watering cans, so I'm gonna go ahead and spam this. We're gonna get this thing fully grown. Okay, this is gonna go a lot faster with the watering cans and sprinklers. So I don't really know how big we can get the sunflower. Now, the thing about the sunflower is that it only has one fruit that actually sprouts off the top. Well, I guess flower in this case. All of the other plants that we have done so far have multiple, so there's usually opportunity for a very big fruit to grow in afterwards, after we already have a very big one. But this one's only one guy at the top. All right, I'm not seeing any sprouting with this yet, so this is going to be a tough one. We're going to have to wait a while for this thing to grow in. Now, these sunflowers can be pretty huge, so I'm really hoping we get a big one. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good size. We're going to need a lot more watering cans, I think, because this thing is growing pretty slowly. And if we don't watering can it, it might actually take hours to fully grow in. Okay, this thing is finally starting to take shape just a little bit, but look at how long that stem is. And I believe it's already gold because it's sparkling a lot. Okay, I can actually apply my mutation sprays on this now, though, so we can get chocolate, we can get pollinated on it, and we can get shocked on it. So those are 3 of those, and then we can get our honey sprinkler on it down here. And then, just so we don't waste any time, I think the mooncats have done their job. I mean, this thing is looking pretty big. I don't think the mooncats can really do anything else. I think this is set in stone of how big it's going to grow now. I'm going to go ahead and pick these guys up. And we are going to try and get one of these polar bears to chill it, so that way we could start working towards getting this rainbow. I guess the one advantage of this thing is that there's only one fruit on it, so all the mutations can only affect this one sunflower. So this one should be maybe a little bit easier than all of the other plants we've done so far. All right, the polar bears are doing their first strike. Oh, and there we go. Polar bear applied chilled to sunflower. So this thing should have 5 mutations on it. We can't view them at the moment. To not waste any time, we're going to pick up all of these polar bears, and we're going to go ahead and spawn in one butterfly here because we only need 1 for rainbow. Oh, look at that. As the petals start to grow in, they're all shiny and glowy from the shocked mutation, and it actually looks pretty cool. All right, we have some good news. Our sunflower is fully grown, and we do have all those mutations on there, which means that once this queen bee recharges its cooldown in about 7 minutes, it will completely cool down our butterfly, which will save us about 4 minutes, and then the butterfly will turn all of these into the rainbow mutation, and then we can restart, get all of our other mutations back, and move along with the events. All right, our queen bee is about to finish her cooldown, and then she is going to cool down our butterfly, and then our butterfly is going to take action and convert this to rainbow. And there we go. So now our sunflower is completely rainbow. We can go ahead and pick up our queen bee and our butterfly, and we can go ahead and get all the mutations back on it that we just had. So let's go ahead and get our shocked. Let's go ahead and get our chocolate, and let's also go ahead and get that pollinated back on there. And then we're going to go ahead and use one of these honey sprinklers right on there, and boom, we're back to 5 mutations. And then what we're going to go ahead and do is get our polar bears out to get chilled back on this. We're just going to go ahead and spawn in all of them. Okay, 3 of them already failed. Half of them failed. Come on, one of you get chilled. It's not that hard. You guys did it before, like, instantly. Oh, the last one came in clutch and applied chilled to the sunflower. Whoever that one was, you're getting a promotion. The rest of you, I don't want to hear it. Go back in my inventory. All right, so here comes the fun part, because we actually have a new bird here, the scarlet macaw, and this thing can actually get a new mutation that only this pet, nothing else, can give you, which is the verdant mutation, which is a 15% chance to apply every 12 minutes. So we're going to spawn in 2 of these guys to hopefully get verdant on this thing. We're also going to go ahead and spawn in 2 disco bees to hopefully get the disco mutation. And with that, we're gonna also spawn in some chicken zombies because we need chicken zombies to get zombified on this guy. And finally, we're gonna spawn in some cooked owls, and that should be all the pets that can mutate this thing. Hopefully all these guys, their cooldowns go quick, and hopefully our chances today are good and we get cooked or burnt, we get disco, we get verdant, and we get zombified, so we can have all the pet mutations and this thing can really get maxed out because we need to make some big money from this. And just like we did last time, I'm gonna go ahead and move this sunflower a little bit closer to the edge of my garden, so we hopefully have a better chance for these mutations to hit. Just like we did last time as well, I just realized that we're at the very end plot, which seems like the mutations have a harder time hitting. So before we have Brighter queue up everything, I'm gonna go ahead and get 2 accounts in so I can hopefully get this slot or this slot, so we're closer to the middle, and hopefully that will give us better chances for all of the event mutations to hit our sunflower. All right, that actually worked out perfectly. We now have a middle lot, so I'm gonna go ahead and make my other accounts leave, and then we should be good to go for that event spam from Brighter. Oh, let's go. The disco bee just applied disco to the sunflower. Wow, we actually got disco for once. It seems like we never get disco. I literally wasn't ready, but Brighter just joined and he just queued the new space event. I was tabbed out for a second checking something, but here is the new space travel event, which actually gives a 75% growth speed, but you can get the galactic mutation. Okay, and he queued up the night event. So he's gonna queue up everything. We should be able to get 2 events at a time and get some mutations on that sunflower, but I really got to see if these are physical objects that I can stand on. I want to know. Oh yes, you can jump on these. Okay, this is all I wanted to do. I feel like I should get the galactic. Okay, I'm falling. It's restarting. We didn't get any of the mutations. I think he's gonna queue up more. Did just get moonlit. That's good because we needed the moonlit mutation, and it is nighttime. And it looks like we're also now are getting the alien invasion event, which is a new one. How are you happy? There's literally an alien invasion going on right now and you're smiling? What is wrong with you? Are you one of them? I mean, you kind of look like you might be one of them. All right, well, we're not having any luck getting alien-like. Oh, we might get verdant though. Come on, birds. Birdies, let's go. Verdant mutation. Verdant mutation, apply. Let's go. That was actually really easy. I thought it was going to take a lot longer for these guys to apply. We got the verdant mutation. Wow, our pets are actually cooperating with us today. That is awesome. I'm going to pick you guys up, and then we're going to add another cooked owl to the team. Okay, I can add 1 queen bee. Oh, the alien event ended, and we're back into space. All right, let me progress my obby, though, before you guys restart. I just want to get to the top. Yo, let's go. We made it. We made it. Wait, I want to make that one. Please. No. Oh, we made it. We made it. Let's go. Oh, no way. We just got zombified from one of the zombie chickens. I feel like we never get zombified, so this is awesome. We're actually getting all of the pet mutations that we need. All right, well, we didn't get alien-like, we didn't get galactic, but right off the bat, the tanning mirror just reflected this heat wave. And it looks like we got... Did we even get the heat wave? Hello? Did we get sun-dried? I don't think we got sun-dried. Okay, well, wait a minute. What is this? This is new. Oh, that's interesting. Because if you actually combine the verdant mutation and the sun-dried mutation, it turns it into paradisals. The mutation we got from our scarlet macaw just mixed with the sun-dried heat wave hitting our sunflower. So yeah, it's still reflecting, so I don't think it will stack because we have paradisal. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. No. Look, you can actually get sun-dried and paradisal, but if I get verdant again, I think it might just combine it again. Oh. Hello, Jandel. Nice to see you. What are you lasering exactly over there? Jandel's aim has gotten even worse from the last few videos. He doesn't even aim now. He just only knows how to shoot one spot. I need this thing to hit my sunflower, Jandel. I don't know if you understand. I don't know if it's gonna hit if you're just gonna sit right there and only shoot the ground. Oh, well, we're not gonna get plasma right now, but we did just get the burnt mutation from one of our owls. I don't think we can get cooked then. We just got burnt. So I think cooked is out of the picture, but look at this. This thing is shaping up nicely with all these mutations on it right now. Well, we have a chance here to get heavenly. The plasma definitely didn't work. Jandel decided to shoot the floor, but maybe heavenly. We will get heavenly for once. We never get heavenly. This is the one that we always struggle to get. Hey, your laser's still sitting here, buddy. Do you want to take this? And we didn't get heavenly. Okay, well, those will be some that Brighter will have to help with, but We always have good chances with molten, so let's see if this happens. Molten hot steaming lava, please hit my sunflower. It seems like they're all going into like the middle of my garden, so if I put this thing right here, I think we have a better chance of getting molten to hit. Oh, right when I move it too, that one just landed on top of where it just was sitting. Oh, that's bro, these are like in. These are so in. Oh wait, it's just sitting here. No, I missed, and it's gone. I'm so sad. We always get molten. That's the one we always get, and we didn't get it today. We can get meteoric if one of these things just slam right here. That wasn't right here. Right here. Yeah, like that, exactly. But just a little bit closer. Yeah, like that, exactly. On. I could do this, man. I know I could do this. I could get... This game is trolling me. Did you see? It was right there. All right, never mind. We missed our chance for meteoric, but we missed our chance for that in molten. The one that we normally don't get is void touch, so maybe we'll get void touch this time. Wait, I just saw something happen. Let's go. Okay, so today we're just getting all the mutations that we don't normally get. That is the pattern. We just got void touch. All right, we have celestial stars. Shooting stars coming down. This should be a pretty easy one to get. We have star crawlers lined up. There's no way it misses. The star crawlers, they're gonna call them in. They're gonna call them in. Yeah, look at that. Boom. That should be celestial. Is that not celestial? Actually, is that out of range? No, that was in range. Why did that not? Oh, there we go. And there we go. That one's that's on. That's on. That's on. We get it. Okay, now we got it. I don't know why the other ones didn't react to it. Oh, we got wind. It doesn't show, but we got wind. This one's kind of uneventful. It's just wind. So I guess we'll just sit here and wait and see if anything changes on our sunflower. Oh, here we go. Oh, wow, it actually spawned like right onto my property here. All right, hold on. We gotta move this quick. Get it over there next to the tornado. Tornado, come on in. You spawn next to us. You could come in. It's fine. Oh, it's in the garden. Tornado. Yes, it's just hovering on it. Perfect. Come on. Come on. Hey, yo, don't leave. Don't leave. They're both right here. This is a really good opportunity to get twisted. Come on in. Here. Come on. Come on in. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, and this one spawned right here. These tornadoes love me. No twisted yet. All right. I don't know if these are even going to get me twisted. Oh, this one's coming over here. Please come over here and don't despawn. That's the last thing. That's the last thing we needed. That was the last thing we needed you to do. Oh, that one's right. That one's in. You like me. I could tell you like me because you just spawned in my garden. All right. This is good. This is good. He's doing stuff. He's touching the sunflower. Anything? Any twisted? No. Still nothing. Still nothing at all. Very sad, and we did not get twisted. Now, I want to note down right now that it is raining, so the chilled will hopefully become frozen. It'll mix chilled and wet, get frozen, hopefully. Before this rain ends, we gotta be quick because Brighter queued up, since this is the sunflower, of course, he queued up the sun god event to happen very soon, within probably 5 to 10 minutes after this rain ends. So, I'm gonna need some help with this one because you need at least 4 sunflowers, 4 people to get Dawnbound. We're gonna go ahead and add some of my friends into this VIP server, and then once this rain ends, the sun god should appear, and then it will be our time and our small window to hopefully get Dawnbound. All right, the sun god is here, and all my friends are here. At least I hope they're my friends. So we're gonna pull out our sunflower. We just picked it up with all the mutations on it. Where is it? I can't find it. I'm stressing out. Where's my sunflower? Oh, here it is. Okay. All right, we gotta touch all the sunflowers together, and then hopefully we get Dawnbound. Wait, okay, did they all get it? Did I get it? I don't think I got it in time. I think I actually just messed this up. Oh yeah, they just need new sunflowers. I need the crew to hurry and get sunflowers. I have some on my main account. All right, real quick, I'm gonna try to get my main account in here before this ends so we can try to get Dawnbound. Okay, there we go. We got it. All right, so now this thing officially has Dawnbound on it. That was stressful. I messed up. I didn't get in the circle in time, so I had to add my main account in here, trade with them some more sunflowers because they didn't have any fresh ones, but we're good now. All right, Brighter is in, and he is about to make this thing go even more crazy than it already is. These are the mutations that we are missing here. We're missing galactic, alien-like, plasma, heavenly, molten, meteoric, bloodlit, twisted, and frozen, which he's about to add all of these onto it now, so we have the rest of the mutations. I know we didn't get cooked, but we do have burnt on it technically, and we didn't get gold, but we also have rainbow on it. With that being said, we have all the other mutations that are possible to get, and he's adding the other ones that are possible to get all at once. All right, he is working his magic, converting the rest of the mutations onto this sunflower now. It looks really awesome. Oh, and Frozen's on it now. Looks a little bit more chilled out. All right. There you go. Thank you, Brighter, as always. Always coming in clutch. Always the GOAT. All right, so we got our big sunflower here. We're going to go ahead and check the value of it with all the mutations on it now. So let's go ahead and talk to Steven and see how much this sunflower is worth. We are at a whopping 102 billion shekels for this sunflower. I can't lie, I thought this sunflower is going to be more with all the mutations, but I think this thing is worth less than some of the other plants that we've gotten all the mutations on, just because this thing is harder to get a giant size for. All the other plants in the game, they take better effect from the mooncats, but this one specifically does struggle a little bit. Now, this one is very big compared to like this sunflower that just grew in. However, it's not as big as it probably could be compared to some of the other plants in the game, which makes the value of it less overall. But 102 billion is still pretty good for a sunflower. I did expect more, as this thing's minimum value is 144,000. So let me know what you guys think. Was this sunflower worth getting all the mutations on it, or do you think this should have been worth more? So let's go ahead and get right into this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and place my Brussels sprout down here. We're gonna go ahead and actually spawn in our mandrakes here real quick. All right, and then we're gonna spawn in our apple gazelle as well. And as you can see, I actually did get some mutations done. I AFK'd the Dawnbound mutation again for my Ascended Mooncat. And while we AFK'd, we did get Celestial done, Frozen, Sun-Dried. We have Eclipse, Tempestuous, Shocked, and we have like Aurora. And then we also, on one of these, we do have the, up here, I think we have the Ceramic mutation done as well. So we did get a lot of the mutations that we normally do, so we could save some time using our Spinos today, and also saving time with the Jackalopes. So that should help us, but everything else we still have to get done. So first off, we're gonna go ahead and use our Apple Gazelle to attempt to get the Warped mutation on one of our plants here. Let me go ahead and boost them real quick just to help us out. And I'm going to carefully pick these up without picking up any of our carrots or anything. All right, there we go. So the warp mutation was applied to a sugar apple, which is I think the one we have ceramic on already. So yeah, there we go. We have warp, ceramic, and some other ones on there, so that'll help us out. So we are good. We can go ahead and actually pick up our Apple Gazelle since he is done with his job. And then we can go ahead and place an advanced sprinkler down right here. We're going to go ahead and get our mandrake seeds ready. And then we're going to attempt to get the rot mutation done. So I'm going to go ahead and place some mandrakes here, get some watering cans ready, and then we're going to go ahead and water these and try and work for that rot mutation real quick. And there we go. We already got rot done on a sugar apple. So perfect. That was the first set of that. And the apple gazelle got us that done pretty quick as well. So we have rot on one of these sugar apples over here. I don't know exactly which one, but oh, there it is. All right. So we're good. But anyways, we're done with that. So now I'm going to go ahead and quickly just grow our Brussels sprout here with my main account. And then we're going to actually work to get a big Brussels sprout. But we're going to go ahead and just hit the grow all button for right now to save some time growing it in. And now that our big Brussels sprout is here, wow, it actually grows not how I expected. So I'm going to actually travel it this way. So where is the Brussels? There's not any Brussels sprouts on it yet. Okay, well, that actually works out fine for us because now we can go ahead and place our sprinklers down. So we're going to do Grandmaster, Master, Godly. We're going to get an Advanced in there. We're going to do a Basic Sprinkler, and then we're also going to spawn in all of our Mooncats here. And then we're going to put in a Triceratops so he can speed up the growth of this thing so we can get a big Brussels sprout to grow. But yeah, it looks like there's no Brussels sprouts actually growing. I think it'll grow right here, one big one. So we'll just have to wait a second for that to happen. I did not know the plant actually grew like this. I thought it was just going to grow like right here. So hopefully we can get a big Brussels sprout to come out of this thing. It's a little awkward of a shape and angle that it's on. It's like me when I sit in my chair like a shrimp and break my back. So hopefully we can get a big Brussels sprout to grow in, and hopefully our mooncats will help us. I'm going to keep an eye on this real quick, and I'm going to just try and get the mooncats to sleep on it, drag this around on top of them, them. And once we get a big Brussels sprout grown, we'll go ahead and get started with getting the mutations done. All right, so we have a couple of mooncats sleeping here. They're actually all kind of in a neat stack around here. So let's see. I wonder if I can do this, if these will actually affect it. I don't think it will because the stem's right here, but I don't know if these two also affect, like, because it's over those. I doubt it, but hey, it might help. You never know, I guess, you know? All right, but we at least have two. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I think we have our Brussels sprout growing in. I think that worked. This thing is huge, dude. What the heck, bro? Now it's growing over the plant. I can't even see the dang plant, dude. This thing is gigantic. I did not expect this. Oh my gosh, and it's down here too. This thing is gonna take my entire garden, bro. I can't see anything. This is crazy. All right, well, I think our mooncats are done with their job. I don't think they can even do anything else since this is already kind of growing in. So we're just gonna wait for our triceratops to hit it now, and then we should be good. I don't even know where we're gonna put all of our carrots down for mutations today, because we're like not gonna have any space. This is literally taking up my entire garden. So yeah, this might be a tricky one to get the mutations like planted and everything. All right, I guess I might as well twist this like this way, just so I have like a little bit of space to see something maybe. There we go. All right, well, since this is about done here, and I think we're gonna be good to get this thing rainbow, I'm gonna go ahead and get some sprays set onto it if I can. Let me see. I'm gonna put pollinated. Yep, okay, I can spray it. So we got pollinated on it. We'll do chocolate, wet, windstruck, and I'm actually gonna put a cloud touch spray on it on my main account here just to save some sprays on this account. So I'm gonna spray a cloud touched on there, and just like that we have hold on, let me refresh it. Just like that we have 5 mutations. The silver doesn't count for it to get rainbow, but we have the other 5 mutations. So I'm gonna pick up my triceratops since it's actually already grown in, and let's go ahead and place down our queen bee. Let's place down our butterfly. Queen bee will cool down the butterfly. Butterfly will convert these 5 mutations and turn this thing into rainbow. And then let's also go ahead and spawn in our golden goose so we can get the golden egg ready to go, and we can get the fortune mutation done shortly. And then I'm actually going to go ahead and spawn in my Raiju here, place down a carrot seed right here. All right, so I'm going to actually use my main account to spray that carrot for the Raiju to eat. So yeah, that will give us the static mutation, and then we already have the shocked mutation done over here on one of these carrots here, so we can save a shock spray on the actual plant today, which will be nice. But anyways, I'm going to unfavorite this so our butterfly can do the work, and then I'm also going to go ahead and carefully favorite this carrot here, this one, and this one. All right, so all these are favorited. That way our butterfly won't convert those. And then I think I also need to favorite this one up here because I believe this one has more than 5 mutations as well. Yes, it does. So I'll keep that favorited, and that way the butterfly will only target our Brussels sprout, and it's fine. This one only has 4. So yeah, we should be good. So it should only target the Brussels sprout now. Everything else is favorited, so it won't target these. And we're gonna go ahead and wait the timers out to get our fortune egg, to get our butterfly, to give us rainbow, and to get our static mutation. So we'll be back shortly. I'm going to AFK for a couple minutes. All right, so I just missed the Raiju actually eating the static, or the shock carrot, I mean, but he did just eat it, and he did apply static to some of our carrots here, and actually one of our sugar apples up here as well. Over here, we have 2 of them that are static. So there we go. We have some static sugar apples ready to go. So thank you, Raiju, for your service. And next up, Golden Goose will lay us an egg to give us the fortune mutation, and then we're going to boost our queen bee in a second to give the butterfly its cooldown in just a minute. I actually did just get a farmer merchant, and I bought all the cases in the shop currently. So now I have 3 more gnomes. Excuse me. All right, so the gnome merchant is actually in right now. So I just bought all of the crates in his shop. So we have 3 more gnomes. I just went ahead and skipped the timer for 2 of them, and now we have a 3rd one. So I'm going to add these guys to our gnome collection. I'll have to move these guys over there to our line of gnomes whenever I can. I just can't really move my Brussels sprout right now. It's so big. So I'm at least going to put these 2 here, and that should help give our gnome a little bit more of a boost. I'll add that 3rd one in just a second, and that's like an extra 3.7% chance to get the gnome mutation done. So that will be a lot faster of a mutation as we keep stacking these gnomes up. All right, but anyways, we're going to AFK for a little bit longer. We're going to boost our queen bee, get the rainbow mutation done, and then we're also going to get our golden egg to spawn in. We did just get the chakra mutation added to our Brussels sprout, but it's going to turn into rainbow, so we're just going to let our main accounts Kitsune reapply in just a second. All right, so our golden goose laid a fortune egg, which I moved right there, and our queen bee is now going to cool down our butterfly. That'll save us about 11 minutes, and now our butterfly is going to convert all of this to rainbow, so we get that 50 times multiplier. There we go, and now we can actually get to work. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick these 2 guys up here. We're gonna favorite the Brussels sprout so we don't accidentally pick it up, because this thing is pretty big and I keep almost picking it up so it's so big. I'm gonna unfavorite all these back here so our Spinos can get ready to eat everything back here in just a minute. There we go, and we are good to go. So let's go ahead and start off first by adding some sprays to this thing. So we have Tempestuous already. We don't need that Windstruck, so I'm gonna save that. We'll put Pollinated on this. We'll put Chocolate on it, and we'll also put our Honey Sprinkler back onto it. I don't know where the stem is, dude. It's so big. Yeah, so I might need to actually use a Bear Bee at some point because I can't add honey glaze to this right now. It's that big of a plant. So I guess Bear Bee it is today because there's no way I'm gonna get a honey sprinkler in there because this thing is that gigantic. So I'm gonna go ahead and go over to my main account though and add some more sprays here. So we're gonna go ahead and reapply Cloud Touch to it, Verdant. We'll put Glimmering on it. We will save our Shock Spray actually, and then we'll put Luminous on it. So there we go. It looks a little bit nicer now. Hey, there we go. We got some mutations on it. So we have 7 mutations. We normally would have 8 by now, 9 when we get Chakra, but we're having some issues since it's such a big Brussels sprout. Anyways, that's fine. Let's go ahead and get our guaranteed mutation pet spawned in now. So we're gonna go ahead and put our Giant Badger down to give us the Cracked mutation. We'll put our Spawn down for the Graceful mutation, Lemon Lion for Brain Rot, Phoenix for Flaming, Cockatrice for Toxic, and then we'll also get our Corrupt Kitsune in here for the Corrupt Chakra or Foxfire Corrupt Chakra mutations, and I think that's all of our guaranteed pets. We usually would do Pterodactyl and Jackalopes as well, but since today we already have Sandy and Tempestuous over here from AFKing, we don't need those guys, so I think this is good. I feel like I'm still missing some pets that are like guaranteed. Let me just go ahead and take a quick look in my inventory here. All right, so I don't really know what I'd be missing because usually I guess we have those other 2, but since we don't have them to deal with right now, I'm gonna go ahead and actually spawn in a Spriggan to help us get the blue mutation done, since it's pretty much guaranteed as long as we have a bunch of carrots that I can reach. So I'm gonna go ahead and plant some carrots around the area. Even might be a little bit harder to get bloom today. As long as the Spriggan chills over here, I guess it'll be fine, but there's plenty of carrots for it anyways. And then we'll also throw in a Kappa. Actually, no, we'll wait on the Kappa. Let's do a Grizzly Bear next because we need to get the fall mutation done. So we'll do the Grizzly Bear, and there we go. That should be a good amount of pets to get started. I'm gonna go ahead and boost this Giant Badger. I think we'll get cracked pretty much instantly, but let's just make sure because he is like, I don't even know where he is. I don't know where any of my pets are, dude. This thing is so big and they're all like inside of it. I can't even see them. It doesn't help that my pancakes are in here somewhere as well. Oh, they're there. I'm gonna move this over here. So the Badger's trying to apply the Cracked mutation, and okay, there we go. It is working. We did get some carrots cracked, which is good, and some sugar apples. Actually, a lot of sugar apples are cracked, so we are good. Hey, buddy, you could chill out now with that. We are good. You showed us, man. You're good. Thank you so much. That's a lot of cracked mutations. All right, I gotta pick up some of these cracked carrots now because there's absolutely so many of them. So I picked up pretty much all the other crack stuff. So there we go. We're good. Let's spawn in some more carrots. Let's get Brain Rot done, and hopefully we can get the Fallen mutation done pretty quickly. But since our Giant Badger is done, I will spawn in a Kappa for now to help us get Bloodlit. Hopefully we can get it. It's usually easier to spread out carrots to get Bloodlit, but since this is kind of spread out across my entire plot, it might be a little bit harder today. All right, so our Swan is now going to give us the Graceful mutation. Oh, the bear is screaming, but he failed. But yeah, we're going to wait for him to give us the fall mutation. But Swan is a guaranteed Graceful mutation. So let's see where he applies it. Okay, to this carrot here. Thank you, Swan. You're good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and move this Graceful over here. Now, Lemon Lion will be giving us the Brain Rot mutation. Okay, it's applied to a sugar apple back there. That's good. Lemon Lion is done. All right, perfect. So now we just got to wait for Fall next and Toxic next. So while we wait for those, I'm going to go ahead and spawn in another Kappa to help us get Bloodlit done. Actually, you know what? I'm going to wait for the Kappas for a second. I know I have them all ready and stuff, but let's do them in a second. We got to actually get started with our Disco Bees. So we're going to start with the Disco Bees and then the Chicken Zombies, and then we'll worry about the Kappas, and then we'll worry about the AFK setup as well after that. So that should actually be a little bit of a better setup. Well, we do have 2 slots for Disco Bees. Maybe I'll spawn in at least 1 Kappa. We'll have some variety just to try and get these done a little bit faster. There we go. All right, so our Cockatrice just gave a bunch of pets XP, but they also just gave us the Toxic mutation on a bunch of stuff here. So did we get it directly on the Brussels sprout? No, we did not. All right, so we can keep that favorited then. But we did get some on the sugar apples, I believed, and we did get one on this carrot over here. So let me just take a look, and there's got to be a Toxic over here, I believe. Oh, and there's Chakra done for my main account's Kitsune, so that'll help. All right, so yeah, we have Toxic on a sugar apple right there with the Cracked mutation, so that's good. So Toxic is done. We can pick up these extra, like, actually, I guess I'll keep the wet plants because I'll help our Kappa actually get Bloodlit done a little bit faster. So that's good, and we can go ahead and pick up our Cockatrice. We already did, actually, and we have 1 Kappa and 1 Grizzly Bear. I want to try to get these done. Grizzly Bear will probably be a little bit faster since the cooldown's quick, so I'm going to spawn in another Grizzly Bear, get the Fall mutation done, and then I'm going to focus on Bloodlit and, of course, disco, and get those done and out of the way. So let's see if we get fall done. And then, of course, we have to wait for Phoenix, Corrupt Kitsune, and Spriggan. Those guys should help us get those mutations shortly. As long as the Spriggan chills over here, we should be good. Hopefully it doesn't wander off too much. Oh, and look at that. Our gnome crate's good. So that's another gnome we can spawn in, and we can try to get gnome done shortly. It should be a little bit faster. Now we have like an extra almost 4% chance to get that done. So that should help. I'm just going to keep stacking up on gnome crates until we can get a 100% gnome chance. So our life will be easy for that mutation in the future. All right. So one of my kappas just went crazy over here and applied wet to a ton of our plants, but he also just got bloodlet on 2 of them, which is this one right here. It looks like, is this true? Is this true? Kappa, you get bloodlet. All right, we got bloodlet on that apple. Well, we had bloodlet done on that one, but I just picked it up, so hopefully I can find the other one because I'm an idiot. Absolute idiot, dude. There he is. All right, we have bloodlet on that one. All right, I'm gonna be a little bit less trigger happy and not pick up that bloodlet sugar apple. Okay, that was dumb of me. I am stupid, but we all know this. Anyways, we're good. I'm gonna carefully pick up the other carrots we have here, planting some more carrots down for our Spriggan and our other pets. Our kappas are done, so kappa is good. We have bloodlet done. Let's not accidentally pick up the next bloodlet sugar apple over there and be stupid like that. Our Corrupt Kitsune's timer is almost done. We're gonna boost him to make that go faster. Phoenix is almost done, and our Spriggan's also getting close. We're gonna boost our grizzly bears again to try and help us get the fall mutation. And we didn't get it yet. All right, well, that's fine. Maybe we'll get disco done. If we get disco done early with one of these 2 disco bees, that would also help us out a lot so we can get ready for the chicken zombies. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in another disco bee to try and get disco done a little bit faster, and then we'll focus on zombified, and then we should be ready to do our AFK grind after that. But first, let's go ahead and try and see if we get Foxfire Corrupt Chakra or regular Corrupt Chakra works as well, and we'll get flaming for sure. And then let's see if we get disco done. We have a couple pets almost done with their cooldown, so let's see what happens, and hopefully good things happen. All right, disco bee, come on, please clutch up. Failed. The other day you got us disco the very first try. Can we see it at least on the second try today? You know, that makes sense. You guys failed the first one, of course, but second try.
Nope.
Okay, well, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this again, huh? You're gonna bully me today. It's not very nice. Grizzly bear, what about some fall mutation, huh? Okay. They don't like us either. Well, at least we'll get flaming done, and we should get corrupt chakra done. I'm gonna go ahead and also boost the Spriggan to try and get bloom done so we can have some more pet slots for disco bees and chicken zombies. All right, Phoenix, go ahead and give us flaming. Okay, well, I think that's the Brussels sprout itself, I think, got flaming on it. Okay, yeah, so we got Brussels sprout to flaming. We got some carrots flaming as well, and also our golden egg is flaming, which you don't really need that. But our Brussels sprout itself is flaming, so we are good there. We have the flaming mutation done, so we're done with the Phoenix. We can go ahead and move him out of the way, and we have an extra slot now. And with that slot, I'm going to spawn in one more disco bee just so we can try and get disco out of the way. All right, Corrupt Kitsune, what do you got in store for us today? Foxfire or just regular corrupt chakra, or nothing? Maybe you just don't like us. Let's see what he's got for us. All right, we got corrupt chakra on some carrots and some sugar apples, so we're good. I'm gonna pick up the carrot ones as we have it on sugar apples, and that is perfect. Actually, we're done with that then. All right, so our Corrupt Kitsune is done with his work. We can pick him up, and let's go ahead and spawn in our first chicken zombie here. And then once these grizzly bears hopefully give us the fall mutation, then we'll swap those guys out for some more chicken zombies and our Spriggan. Our Spriggan should give us blooms. Let's just go ahead and wait these 50 seconds. Hopefully the Spriggan comes over here. If the Spriggan comes over here in the corner right here, then we should actually be good and get bloom done. If he stays over there, wherever he's at inside that Brussels sprout, we probably won't get it done. So hopefully he comes over here. Spriggan, hey buddy, nice of you to join us. Come over here now. All right, good. Now stay over here. Don't move. Don't go over there. Don't do anything stupid. Stay right in this corner, buddy. I'm gonna block you like a basketball player guarding you, dude. Hey, you're getting a little far away. All right, and our grizzly bear just failed. All right, this is fine right here too. All right, give us some blue mutation. All right, perfect. We got it on a ton of stuff here. We got it on some sugar apples, some carrots. I'm gonna pick up some of them just to move them out of the way, but we do have bloom on a lot of stuff. So we are done with that. We are good. I'm gonna pick up this one because save some time later. All right, cool. More room for another chicken zombie, and then we just got to get these fall mutations done, disco and zombified. Then we are ready for our AFK setup. So hopefully these grizzly bears hurry up, give us fall, and the disco bees give us disco. All right, our disco bee just applied the disco mutation to our golden egg, which is actually a interesting pick. But hey, we got disco done. We're gonna go ahead and pick up our disco bees now that they are done and get them out of the way here. And with that, we do have 2 chicken zombies, so we're gonna go ahead and spawn in some more chicken zombies here to max these guys out. And then we'll also throw in a mimic octopus as well. Actually, you know what, instead of the mimic octopus, before we do that, let's actually spawn in our gnome to see if we can get the gnome mutation done while we wait to... Why are you outside of the garden? What are you doing? Get in there. Yeah. Anyway, sorry for that. He's being rude. But yeah, we're gonna see if we get the gnome mutation done while we are waiting to get zombified, and then hopefully we get fall done as well. But yeah, if we get gnome done, that'll save us some time later, and will help us a little bit on our AFK grind, because we can throw a Spino in and get those things moved over a little bit faster later. All right, I barely just missed it, but one of our grizzly bears actually just applied the fall mutation to a sugar apple. So one of these apples in here should have the fall mutation. There it is, sugar apple with fall. So grizzly bears are finally done. We finally have the fall mutation done, so we can go ahead and pick these 2 grizzly bears up and get them out of the way. And now we're just down to our chicken zombies and our gnome, which I'm going to boost this gnome to see if we get gnome done a little bit faster. I think with that, I'm going to go ahead and spawn in our mimic octopus then and a queen bee just to make this speed up a little bit to get zombified done. And then we can get ready for our AFK setup. As you can see, I started getting our AFK pets ready down here in the mix. So we'll do that, and hopefully we get zombified done pretty quickly and get gnomed possibly done. So that way when we do our AFK mix, we can spawn everything in and spawn in 1 Spino to start getting stuff moved over, and that would help a lot. All right, this whole time I felt like I was missing something, and I just realized finally what I was missing, and that's actually the peach wasp, dude. I need to get the peach wasp in here to get the plasma mutation done. I don't know how I forgot about the peach wasp. I've been sitting here like just not thinking about it the whole time, I guess, but we're gonna go ahead and actually remove the queen bee for now and spawn in the peach wasp, so that way we can get the plasma mutation done and out of the way. I completely forgot about it this whole time, so let's get plasma done because we need to have extra slots for our AFK pets, and we do need to get plasma done. But that's one of the guaranteed mutations we missed. All right, looks like the extra carrots help because right away we got the gnome mutation applied to a carrot, so our gnome is done. Yeah, the more carrots we get, the better that mutation chance is, which is awesome. So now we do have our gnomed carrot done out of the way, which will save us some time later with our AFK pets, so that is perfect. So I guess I will go ahead and respawn that queen bee for now to help with these chicken zombies, just in case it takes a while to get them done, and if they keep failing, we will see if we get them done now. Let's go ahead and just wait and see a second if we get zombified done, because if we do, we could just let the peach wasp AFK for like 20 minutes with the other AFK pets, but let's see if we get it done. Oh, wow, look at that. We got the chicken zombie done with the zombified mutation right away. That's actually crazy, dude. Also, this music is so loud in my ears. Turn that down. All right. Jandal, please fix this. Why is music off and the drenched music just be playing in my ears, dude? I don't get it. But anyways, all right. Well, since the gnome is done, we just have this peach wasp. We need to get plasma done, but we can actually get ready for our AFK setup then, because we did get the gnome done early and we did get the spriggan done early, which leaves a slot for us. So we can leave the peach wasp here for the AFK, but we can go ahead and spawn in our space squirrel for the void touch mutation, lobster for molten meteoric, and then that will convert to blazing then infernal. We can spawn in our spaghetti sloth, get sauce pasta and meatball for the spaghetti mutation, and he also has aromatic we can work on getting. Our tranquil scarlet for tranquil, corrupted scarlet for corrupt. We can go ahead and spawn in our griffin for the cyclonic mutation, and the junk bot for the oil mutation. And there we go. This will be our AFK setup then, and once the peach wasp is done, we can swap it out right away for our Spinosaurus and start getting everything moved over to our Brussels sprout here. So that's pretty good. We actually got a lot of these things done pretty quick today. I'm going to go ahead and start AFKing, and once this peach wasp is done, which is a guaranteed mutation, I will swap it out for Spino, and then we'll be good. All right, so before I went AFK, I actually just boosted my griffin here to get the cyclonic mutation, or try to get the cyclonic mutation done, and it looks like we did just get it on 2 of our carrots. So I guess I'll save these just to see if we can get Maelstrom and Storm Charge done, but that means our griffin's done, so we get our first Spino to spawn in, and our lobster, I'm going to boost him to see if we get molten done real quick. Molten. Oh, perfect. Look at that. We got molten done on a carrot, so that's another one done and good to go. We also got meatball in this carrot from our spaghetti slots. I'm going to move this over here and move the molten carrot over here. Nice. All right. So we still need meteoric, though. We'll boost the space squirrel to see if we can get void touch done, maybe. All right, failed. And then last but not least, we just got to get our peach wasp to give us the plasma mutation, which again will be guaranteed. So once that's out of the way, we can get another Spino in here. Since we did get cyclonic at least done and out of the way, I'm going to spawn in our first Spino here, our mega Spinosaurus. So that way we can get these mutations moved over, or start getting them moved over here. Okay, our peach wasp is applying the plasma mutation to a sugar apple up here somewhere, so we now have plasma done. So I'm gonna go ahead and just real quick clean up some of these extra mutations that we don't need. All right, there we go. That should be a little bit of an easier platter to work off of with our spinos, and then we can get these moved over to our Brussels sprout. So let's go ahead and pick up the peach wasp, throw in another mega spinosaurus, and we are good to AFK now. All right, we are finally back from being AFK for a couple of hours, and as you can see, our Brussels sprout is going literally insane, dude. I can't look at this thing. It's hurting my eyes. But let's go ahead and check the mutations on it real quick that we have. So if I unfavorite this and we just carefully zoom in here, you can see we have all of these mutations added to our Brussels sprout, which totals to 37 mutations on this. But if we do separate some here, like cosmic would be at about 38, spaghetti would bring us to 40, ceramic would bring us to about 42, abyssal 43, corrosive 44, harmonized chakra 45, gloom 46, paradisal 47, storm charge would be about 49, and then I believe infernal would bring us up to about, I'm gonna say 52, 51, 52. I'll say about 52 because I think there's about 3 or 4 mixed in there. Okay, and then frozen would bring us to about 53 mutations. So this Brussels sprout has about 53 mutations that would be all separated, but since a lot of them got combined, we have around 30 something. And yeah, that is a lot of mutations for the Brussels sprout, and this thing is humongous, and I think it's gonna sell for very well because it's pretty expensive in the seed shop to buy. So I think this is gonna be a good one, and I see why you guys were hyped up and wanted me to do this one. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and check it first with our magnifying glass, and then we're going to see if we can actually get amber applied to it. So let's go ahead and get a magnifying glass out, and without further ado, let's see what this Brussels sprout is worth. All right, so this thing is literally worth 4.4 trillion with all of these mutations on it and with the size of this thing, which is incredible. We passed the trillions mark and we're at 4.4 trillion, which is a lot of money. But we're going to try to get the raptors to give us the amber mutation, and if we can get that, we'll see how much more value this actually has. So let's go ahead and add all these guys in here, and let's see. I think they're all boosted already. Yep, so let's see if we get amber in 3, 2, 1. Okay, surprisingly, again, we did not get amber. I don't know why. We just, like, never get amber, dude. I wish they had the amber sprays back in the mutation spray shop, or you could, like, craft the amber sprays. That'd be very helpful because the raptors are very low chance. But yeah, so this is our gigantic Brussels sprout with all of those mutations on it. This thing looks insane. It's worth a lot of money, and this one was a really fun one to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and get straight into this. Let's go ahead and place this Acorn here. Let's go ahead and get some sugar apple trees planted. So I'm gonna go ahead and plant 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we already have some sugar apple trees over there. And we also did AFK the other night, so we did get Dawnbound, and we did get Sizzled and Tempestuous, and a couple of our mutations done, which means we won't have to use certain pets, and we do have Dawnbound, and we don't have to use our Pterodactyls, and yeah, so we also don't have to use our Jackalopes as well because we have Ceramic. So that should help and speed us up a little bit today. So there we go. We have those sugar apples growing, but right before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in my mandrakes here. We're gonna go ahead and place a quick advanced sprinkler, and we're gonna place some mandrake seeds. Now it looks like the pets might still be bugged with how they look, but I'm hoping, I don't know why they haven't fixed that yet, honestly, but I'm really hoping that the apple gazelle works because that was a big bug. I did report that to Brighter, and apparently they said they're working on it, so hopefully that's in. But we're gonna go ahead and, okay, these guys are already boosted, so we should be fine. Let's go ahead and pick these up and try to get the rot mutation done real quick. Give me some rot. Give me some rot. There we go. It's spread to a sugar apple over there, which is probably the only one right there that is grown. So there we go. Rot is done. We're also going to need to buy some more advanced sprinklers. Yeah, I'm literally out of like every sprinkler. I'm going to go ahead and gift myself some on my main account real quick. Also, I'm going to need to gift myself some more toys because let me see how many I'm at. I'm at literally no toys either. So let me go ahead and gift myself some stuff real quick. All right, so that's done. We can go ahead and pick up these mandrakes here, and let's go ahead and get our apple gazelle out. And with that, I'm going to hope that this actually works now. I'm going to bring my main account over here to hit the grow all button so we get all those sugar apples to grow in, and our acorn will grow in, and then we can actually get that big in a second with our sprinklers. What the heck is happening, bro? Why is my apple gazelle going to heaven, bro? All right, hopefully you work. You should work, right? You're gonna give me the that nice warp mutation, right? All right, we can pick these up. Bro, I just picked up the rot sugar apple. I thought it was gonna be okay. Well, I'll get a new one in a second. Hold on. Okay, it works. We got a warped sugar apple, but now I literally need to do the mandrakes again, but that's not a big deal. Let me go and pick up these sugar apples real quick. All right, Apple Gazelle, thank you for actually working today. I'm gonna go ahead and pick you up, buddy, and let's go ahead and get these mandrakes back in here because I'm stupid and dumb, and we all know this. We all know this. No, I don't want you, the one that screams. You're nasty. Let's go ahead and place these back down. Give me rot again, please. I made a mistake. Okay, there we go. Back to a sugar apple. We're good. Pretty easy. And let's not touch whatever sugar apple that's on or the warped one over there. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and actually get started now. Let's go and pick up all these guys. And we're going to go ahead and clear these acorns off the acorn tree because those are puny and nasty. And let's go ahead and get our mooncats in here real quick. And our triceratops to speed up some growth. And then we'll go ahead and get our sprinklers down. So let's go ahead and put down a grandmaster sprinkler, master, godly, advanced, and basic. And there we go. That should hopefully give us some big acorns along with our mooncats. We're going to go ahead and move this around to our mooncats. I don't know what's going on with the pets, by the way. This is terrifying. That doesn't look like the mooncat, bro. That's literally a blob with eyes, and it looks scary, and I'm terrified right now. All right, we got some of them sleeping. We got a pile of like 3 right here. Although I'm not going to be able to... Oh, wait. This one will be better over here. All right, let me drop this. I can't drop it in there. I'm going to have to do over here. There's too many sugar apples. Throw that right back in the sprinklers, and we're going to get this acorn to be big. It looks like we already got a big one growing in right here. Also, I'm excited because we do have this new chinchilla pet right here, and we have 3 of them, which this guy can actually apply one of your pet's abilities 3 times over. Now, I think the cooldown is like 20 minutes or something, but this is nice for when we AFK, especially the Spinos, because then we can get these Spinos to pretty much get everything moved over really quick, because this guy will mimic the Spino and do it like 3 times. Or I think he boosts the pets, your pets, to do their ability 3 times or something like that. Either way, though, like a Spino doing that 3 times, that'll be like the max Spinos will move 7 mutations over those 3 times. So we could literally get the Spinos to move everything over within probably 30 minutes now. That's going to save so much time. I'm excited about that. Also, for some of our pets that are a pain in the butt to get their mutations done, that's also going to help a lot with that. What I'm going to go ahead and do while I wait for a big acorn to grow in, I'm going to go ahead and head back over here on this guy in my main account and gift myself some more medium toys because we need a lot of toys in these videos. So I think we are good on the toys. I went ahead and gift myself a bunch of them. The acorns seem to be decent size. Like we have this pretty big one here, this one. I don't know how big those are actually going to turn out. So I don't know if I want to risk actually hitting grow all yet. I'd like if our triceratops would hit this so we can actually see some growth on this tree. I do have an echo frog we could try to use as well to help instead of this guy, but the echo frog takes a little bit longer, but he also will only target like 1 plant at a time, and it usually is like a sugar apple. So, I mean, I guess I could still try it, but yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna hit grow all. Let's see what we get, because sometimes it still grows in some really big ones. So let's just go for it and see what we get here. Oh, that's a pretty big acorn. And the good thing is, it looks like our big one here actually already got rainbow. It's the biggest one. Is that the biggest one, or is this stem right here? This stem right here, I think, is bigger. I can't really tell because there's so many. Or is this the same? Hello? I don't even know. All right, I think these are the 2 biggest. Let's go ahead and pick up the... Wait, this one's rainbow too. So this one's rainbow and wet. And then if I favorite this one and then unfavorite this one, that one's just regular. But this is our biggest one. Obviously, you can see it's like in the ground and the stud count is insane on it. So we do have 2 rainbow ones, which is really good. I think what I can do is use the sugar glider today to actually duplicate that. And we can wait for the sugar glider with the chinchillas to just duplicate rainbow to a bunch of fruits. And I think we'll be good. So I think I'll pick up this first rainbow one here, and then I'll keep these 2 favorited, but we're going to focus on the mutations on this one, and then we're going to get a sugar glider to eventually just try and copy the mutations on this and move it over here. We'll do that probably at the very end, or maybe we should do it now. Do I have the sugar gliders on this account already? I think I do. I think they're on my main account. I might have to move them over. Hold on. Okay, yeah, I have 1. Can I trade this? Do I have inventory space? The problem I'm having is that acorn is so big that it's just taking up the whole map, and I can't give this to myself. Bro, even over here, the acorn still reaches. I can't do anything. I can still collect it from back here on my main account. This is actually insane. Well, because I can't even trade that to myself. That's a problem. I mean, I guess I can switch the save slot real quick. Bro, it's that big. It's actually probably the biggest acorn I've ever seen in my... Like, this is gonna be the biggest one ever made. That's crazy. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and pick up all these pets here real quick. I need to actually switch save slots because I have so many. I mean, this acorn is so big that I can't do anything. So let me just load this empty plot real quick so I can actually gift myself. All right, for some reason it worked through that, but I couldn't gift it because of the max. I don't know. That's really weird, but there we go. We should have a sugar glider in here now. There he is. All right, so what is the time on this guy? 3 mutated fruits, copies 1 mutation from each fruit and applies it to the next fruit, ignores favorite fruit. All right, it copies 1 mutation. So people were saying my other video where I didn't have rainbow that he'll copy rainbow. So let me just do some research real quick and make sure that's right before I do that. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to get rainbow. So give me 1 second here. All right, never mind. I literally just wasted my time doing that. I kind of figured I might have been, but a lot of people were saying, oh, Bandites, just use the sugar glider. You can copy rainbow. But you know what? That's not true. Huh? That's not true, guys. I just read the wiki. It's not true. You can't use anything to move rainbow over. So we're gonna have to just start by getting... rainbow done. So just give me a second here. All right, there's my big old acorn. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to pick up this one that's rainbow. But look at this thing, bro. Like, this is gonna be so much money already, but it has no mutations on it. So let's go ahead and get started with getting some, since we kind of wasted some time there. So let's go ahead and put pollinated on this. We have a bunch of cloud touch sprays on that account. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do that. Throw chocolate on it. We'll go ahead and get our honey glaze sprinkler here. All right, so that makes for, that's only 4 mutations. That's crazy. All right, let me use my other account then for another spray. I'll go ahead and just throw a windstruck on there. We now have 5 mutations that can be converted to rainbow, which is perfect. So, and then everything over here that has more mutations is favorited. Also, my kitsune is already coming over here to apply chakra to something. So there we go. We have chakra on a sugar apple, which will get moved over with some spinos. So anyways, acorn's good. We're gonna go ahead and spawn in our butterfly now, and we're gonna go ahead and spawn in a queen bee to assist the butterfly to cool it down, and then convert all that to rainbow. And then we're gonna start working on some other mutations in the meantime. So I'm gonna move my main account over there, and let's go ahead and do some stuff here. So I have a couple shocked fruits, but they're all favorited in there, so that's good. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is grow a couple of carrots, and we're gonna get some of the guaranteed pets done. So let's go ahead and spawn in our lemon lion. Here we go. Let's go ahead and spawn in our pterodactyl. We'll spawn in our corrupt kitsune to get corrupt chakra or foxfire corrupt chakra. We'll spawn in our swan. I want to real quick get our raiju static done, so we'll go ahead and spawn in the raiju, and real quick we'll apply the shock spray to a carrot. Actually, did I run out of shock sprays? Hold on. No way, I ran out of shock sprays, bro. Before the raiju then, unfortunately, we have to swap it up a little bit. So I'm gonna actually pick up the raiju because you can't buy the shock sprays anymore. So we're gonna have to use a firefly, which is a little different, but you can't buy the sprays, and I ran out. So I'm gonna use this giant firefly that I have, and in 3 minutes here, this guy should help us get the shock mutation. We can actually go ahead and boost him with the toy. It's a 20% chance, but that's good enough, and it's pretty quick. So we'll wait to get shocked on something and have the raiju eat that, and then I guess we can go ahead and spawn in. What should we do next, actually? Because we have still a lot of pets to do, huh? We don't need to do the jackalope. I guess I'll go ahead and do the golden goose. We already have sandy and ceramic from AFKing, so golden goose it is to get fortune done. And then once these guys are done, we can go ahead and spawn in the cockatrice, phoenix, and just move through all those. All right, so even with a boosted firefly, this guy still didn't give us shock, bro. He has 24% chance, but hopefully we'll get shocked twice from him soon. But anyways, our swan's gonna go ahead and give us graceful now. So we got graceful on a carrot, we got brain rot on a sugar apple, so the swan is good, and also the lemon lion is good, so those guys can get out of the way. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this carrot over here into this pile of giant sugar apples that I can't see somewhere in here. I guess I'll just put it down, bro. Why can't I place it? All right, hold on a minute. Just move some of these big old sugar apples out of the way. There we go. Thank you. He's in the pile. So those 2 pets are done. Pterodactyl is almost done, but I need to reboost him because the boost system is booty. I also need to reboost my firefly. But anyways, in the meantime, we're going to spawn in our phoenix here and our cockatrice to get toxic and flaming from the phoenix to get those guys out of the way. So yeah, we have a couple more minutes to wait for all these guys, but pterodactyl should be next. So I'm going to go ahead and get my hot bar here ready for some more of the guaranteed pets. And then in the meantime, our queen bee still has about 12 minutes, but I'll boost the queen bee once it gets a little bit lower, so it can cool down our butterfly, since the butterfly still has the longest cooldown. We also need to get our peach wasp in here, but I'm going to do that later after this is rainbow, because otherwise the queen bee will just cool down the peach wasp instantly, and that'll be no good for us, because then, I mean, it will be, you know, we'll get plasma done, but then we'll have to wait even longer for the butterfly. But you know, I'm gonna go ahead and boost this firefly. Hopefully, can we get shocked? At least one shock this time, please. Okay, perfect. We got shocked on a sugar apple, which means we can go ahead and get our raiju back in here. Yeah, it's back there. All right, but I still gotta wait a minute anyways, because we need one of our other pets to get done with their cooldowns. Oh wait, no, we don't need to get shocked again, bro. I keep thinking we need to get shocked again. I already have it on a carrot from AFKing over there in the stack. So the firefly's actually done, and we can go ahead and get our raiju in here to eat that shocked sugar apple over there, and then that will apply static to the other sugar apples or something. Something will get static on it, okay? I also don't know if this chipmunk update added any new mutations. I didn't really see anything new. All the pets don't really do anything new for mutations. There's only the one pet that makes your other pets work harder. Sorry, I'm yawning. So eepy. Just so eepy. Stop. But yeah, I didn't really see any new mutations, but I will double check while I'm like doing the AFK stuff, so I don't miss anything. Oh yeah, I can boost this golden goose now. Thanks, buddy. 3 minutes left for that guy. Raiju will need to get boosted. Anyone else? Oh, I can reboost the pterodactyl, get him done. Can we get tempestuous, please? Ah, thank you. We got a tempestuous carrot. I will go ahead and put this over here. Even if we didn't get tempestuous, I guess we did have twisted over here on some carrots from that tornado. So we could have just mixed it with windstruck. I think we have windstruck somewhere as well. But what am I doing, bro? I am stupid, I believe, because I think I already had tempestuous this whole time in the pile. I think I had tempestuous in the pile. I don't know why. Bro, I don't know why. I don't know why I do this to myself, dude. Also, I don't know if this acorn is going to be bigger. This looks pretty big here. I will take a look and see if that gets any bigger. But I don't know why I do that to myself, because I'm stupid. That's why. But I didn't need to have my pterodactyl out. I literally said that earlier, and I still brought my pterodactyl out. I'm not thinking. I'm tired. Okay, this is why I took like a week break, because my brain doesn't work, and it still doesn't work. All right. I'm sorry. I'm old and tired and stupid. I did not need to use my pterodactyl, but it was good seeing him out and doing stuff anyways. All right. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in this rainbow Mizuchi now to get the Azure mutation. Since he has a pretty quick cooldown, we can get that done pretty fast, I'm sure. All right, cool. And then I think we can actually boost our queen bee. Bro, why did I click that? But I'm telling you guys, this is literally why I took a break. I'm so tired in my brain. I can't function correctly. I'm so stupid. I just picked up the queen bee. I was trying to click boost. Why I'm like, here, this is my brain right now. My brain says, oh, the red button, not the green one, the red one. I'm stupid. You know, I don't even care, bro. Queen bee's out of the way. Butterfly, we'll boost him. We'll just boost it. We're getting all the other mutations done at least. It's not a big deal. We have an extra slot now since I'm stupid and dumb, so we might as well go ahead and throw that peach wasp in there to get plasma done. Hopefully my editor will make me look like a pro player today, because I definitely don't look like one. I look like an old man. Oh, I didn't even know my Phoenix was going, but hey, look at that. We just got flaming on a bunch of stuff, and my golden egg is here from Golden Goose. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the Golden Goose. Thank you, and thank you, Phoenix, for the flaming mutation. Real quick, I'm gonna hit the grow all button again. I'm gonna see if that new acorn that's growing in is any bigger than the one I already have, because it looks like it's gonna be a pretty big one. So, okay, no, that's nowhere near as big. I was kind of thinking maybe it was worth a shot just before I did anything else. But no, this guy's kind of weak. Not gonna lie. He is kind of weak. I didn't have to pick him up yet. Honey Glaze could have just had that moved over, but now I got to use another sprinkler because you know what? You know what? I'm dumb. Anyways, we got Toxic on 2 sugar apples and a carrot. I'm gonna go ahead and just pick up the carrot since it's on the sugar apples. We have Honey Glaze over there, so that's good. And let's go ahead and pick up that cockatrice. Let's boost the Raiju to get that done out of the way so we get static, and boost the Corrupt Kitsune so we can get Corrupt Chakra or Foxfire Corrupt Chakra done. I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in my first Kappa here. Actually, I'll spawn in 2 Kappas so we can try to get Bloodlet done fast. We have a bunch of wet stuff already. That's good. We do have 1 extra spot, so I'll go ahead and throw the Spriggan in as well. What's going on in our cooldowns here? Let's boost the Mizuchi again. Please give us the Azure mutation. Get that out of the way for us, please. Failed? Okay, or don't. All right, but the Raiju, he's got a plan. He's the man with the plan. He's gonna go over there and eat that sugar apple up there that's shocked. There we go. He's applying static, and we got it on some more sugar apples and some carrots. I'll go and pick up the carrots since it's on the apples. And there we go. Static is done, so we can get Maelstrom or Storm Charge now from that. I will go ahead and pick him up. We also have to get our Grizzly Bears done, so I'm going to go ahead and spawn one of these guys in, and I'll spawn another one just so we can get Fall out of the way once our Corrupt Kitsune's done. And then we'll focus on Disco Bees and Chicken Zombies for that. All right. Corrupt Chakra or Foxfire. Let's see. Any? Okay, we got it on a carrot. We got it on literally 1 carrot. That was weak. You were weak today, man. I'm weak too. I can't think of anything. I'm like a grandpa right now. All right, can I please? There we go. Put that right there. We're good. Let's go ahead and pick up this Corrupt Kitsune, get him out of the way. We have an extra slot, throw in another Grizzly Bear in the mix. And then I think after that, all we need to do is our Disco Bees and our Chicken Zombies. Oh, I forgot about the Badger, bro. We got to get Crack done too. All right, hopefully Mizuchi is done here, and then Butterfly will give us Rainbow so we can get our Badger in the mix. And I guess we can get a Gnome in there too. And failed with the Mizuchi, bro. What are you doing? What are you doing? All right, Butterfly, please tell me I didn't forget to favorite something. All right, good. He's going right for this, the Acorn. And now our Acorn, look at how big that thing is, by the way. That thing is officially Rainbow. So we can go ahead and pick up the Butterfly. We can go ahead and favorite this Acorn so we don't touch it. And we're good. So now we have to carefully unfavorite these. So our Spinals will be ready for them shortly. And we're good. So I'm going to go ahead and get some sprays reapplied to that. We don't need to do Honey Glaze, but we can go ahead and get Pollinated reapplied to that and Chocolate. We can save the Honey Glaze. And then, bro, are you good? Why are you yelling at me? Oh, that reminds me. I should probably boost my other one. Fall mutation, please. Please. Failed. All right, cool. That's awesome. Anyways, I'm gonna apply the... Bro, they applied what again? Sorry, I'm getting distracted. But we did just get blood fruit on something, so I'll check that out. But anyways, let me see. So luminous is applied. We're good with that. Let's go ahead and apply glimmering. Let's go ahead and apply cloud touch, and I think that's literally all I have left on my main account. We'll get verdant and all that done from my pets. So there we go. We at least have 6 mutations applied. We'll get everything else moved over shortly, but we did get a bloodlit carrot, it looks like, right here. So we can go ahead and pick this up and move it over here into the mix. Kappas are done. They have bloodlit done. We can get those guys out of the way, spawn in a gnome, and then we can spawn in our first 2 disco bees to try to get disco out of the way. And then after that, we'll go for the zombified mutation, and we'll be good for AFKing. Oh, we just got fall applied to a carrot. I was looking at my other stuff. All right, so here's this wet fall carrot. Thank you, grizzly bears, for your service. All right, so fall is done. We go ahead and pick up these grizzlies now. We have 2 extra slots. Let's go ahead and throw another disco bee in here and throw in the gnome again. I want to try to get gnome done if we can early. So we have a pretty good setup here. Sorry, I just like slam my microphone. But we have a pretty good setup here. Actually, you know what? Before I start picking up all these carrots, I'm gonna wait to get a cracked one, because that way this is gonna get spammed all over the place. So get all the extra cracked and wet mutations moved out of the way. Bro, this Mizuchi just keeps failing. Is he okay? Everything okay at home? All right, so our peach wasp is about to give us plasma. Our spriggan should most likely give us bloom. Like, we usually don't miss it with this many carrots. And then our disco bees maybe will give us disco, and our gnome will give us gnome. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see what happens here. So peach wasp is definitely gonna go give us plasma on something. We'll figure out what it is in a second. Sugar apple, so it's over there. We got bloom on 3 fruits here. We got azure finally on a sugar apple, so we can go ahead and pick up our Mizuchi, peach wasp, and our spriggan, and then let's see if we get disco done. I'll go ahead and move this bloom carrot over here. I don't really know what else got bloom on it. It might have been a sugar apple or something, but... All right, and gnome failed with trying to apply gnome, which is kind of expected. It's kind of expected. It happens. Okay. All right, let's see. Are we gonna get disco? Failed. What about the other guys? Come on, one of you please. One of you please just be nice to me. Failed. Okay. Besides begging them, I'm going to go ahead and spawn in 2 chicken zombies. And let's actually spawn in a chinchilla to help with trying to get one of these mutations done. The chinchilla's cooldown is... Oh, never mind. He has a 40-minute cooldown, bro. I thought this guy has a less of a cooldown. You know what? That's probably not really worth it until we AFK with those pets, because these guys have a decent chance. So I think we're better off using a queen bee and some mimic octopuses and all that for this set. But chinchilla will be nice for later. It's a pretty long cooldown, though. But for AFKing... That'll be nice. So for now, we still have 4 disco bees. I'll go ahead and throw in a 3rd chicken zombie then, so we can try to get zombified done. And I'll swap those out shortly if we get disco. All right. Well, you failed too. That is not nice, actually. That is very, very, very mean to me. Okay. Hurt my feelings, broke my heart, ripped it out of my chest. Well, I really have to go to the little boys' room and, I have to poop. Okay, anyway, so I'm gonna go do that real quick, and I'm gonna wait for these pets to do some stuff while I AFK real quick, and then hopefully we'll get these done, and I'll come back to those mutations being done, and if they're done, then we can get ready for our AFK setup completely. But for now, I'm gonna wait for these guys to finish, and this is like our it's like our pre-AFK setup. We already got the pre-AFK setup done, where we get all the other quick guaranteed pets, but this is like the pre-AFK setup, where we have to get the discos and the chicken zombies done, and the gnome. This is like the one part that's a little bit tough before the actual AFK, and that boost didn't work, so I'm very upset. All right, so I just got back and I actually boosted one of my disco bees, and right away we got disco applied to this carrot here. I don't know if we got any... Okay, well, it looks like we got gnome done. All right, so I was gonna say I don't know if we got anything else done when I was AFK. I was about to go back and check my AFK footage I took real quick, but yeah, looks like we got gnome. So let me go and throw this disco carrot in here if I can. Looks like that actually got disco on it too, so we have 2 discos, and if we have gnome done, let's go ahead then and pick up our disco bees, pick up our gnome. We have a couple chicken zombies spawned in. I'm gonna go ahead and try to max out these chicken zombies so we can get this done and get ready for our AFK setup. So there we go. Let's go ahead and also spawn in a queen bee and a mimic octopus just to help in case we don't get it for some reason, but I think we should be able to get it on one of our first tries here. But anyways, yeah, our pets are about to be all the pets that just apply stuff directly, and not ones that need any like AoE to apply. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up all these extra carrots just so it makes it easier for my Spinos while I'm gone. So all of my pets can just focus on those carrots over there and the sugar apples. All right, there we go. That's a little bit more clean, and we should be good. So let's go ahead and boost these chicken zombies and just see if we'll get zombified done. Okay, and just like that, our first chicken zombie actually applied, and our second chicken zombie actually applied zombified to 2 sugar apples. So we are good. But that means we're ready to set up for our AFK setup now and get the rest of our mutations done. So let's let's go ahead and do so. I'm going to spawn in 1 lobster for meteoric and molten, which can also give us blazing and infernal. Let's go ahead and spawn in, this is the one I always forget, but our griffin to get cyclonic, so we get maelstrom and storm charge. And then we'll spawn in our tranquil scarlet for verdant and tranquil. We'll spawn in our corrupt charlotte for an extra chance for verdant and a chance to get the corrupt mutation. All right, and then we'll also spawn in our junk bot to help us get the oil mutation done. We'll spawn in our space squirrel to get void touch done. We need our spaghetti sloth because we have the aromatic shard on this guy to get aromatic, and then we have his 3 mutations to give us the spaghetti mutation. And I feel like we're missing a pet because we only have 7. Usually we do have enough room now to spawn in a Spino right away, but I feel like because there's been so many pets, we're missing one. Let me just go ahead and take a look in here real quick. Actually, you know what? I think we got everything else done. I think these are actually the last pets that we need, which is very surprising. But yeah, these are normally our AFK pets. However, I think we usually have another one. I think that's usually the Spriggan and the Gnome, but now we get those done earlier with the other pets. So I guess we're fine. And yeah, so if I remember, if we are missing one, I'll go ahead and bring that in later. Instead of a Spino to start moving stuff over, I'm actually going to spawn in a Chinchilla just to help these pets get some of their mutations done a little bit faster, so we can maybe get like meteoric done faster, since that one takes forever, or tranquil or corrupt. I don't know if he'll do these. He might only want to focus on verdant for those guys, but it might help us a little bit, or we can get void touch done faster. Some of the ones that take a little bit longer that have really low chances, that should help us. Although he does have a 40-minute cooldown, we usually have to AFK for a couple hours anyways, so that should be fine. So we're gonna go ahead, let these guys give us their mutations, and once we get a couple of the pets done out of the way, we'll start throwing in our Spino stacks in here, and we'll go ahead and start actually getting everything moved over to our Acorn. So we got a couple of mutations done. We did get molten done on something. I don't know exactly what, but molten is done. We did get cyclonic done as well, so we got rid of our griffin for now. We also got done void touch, so the space squirrel is out of the way, and we also got done tranquil. So we have a couple of mutations done. Once we get meteoric done, we can throw the lobster out of the way, but we still need corrupt, and I think we need pasta and aromatic. We got sauce and meatball. We need oil, and then that's pretty much it. So since we have some extra slots here, I'm gonna go ahead and throw in our first 3 Spinos to start moving everything over to our Acorn here. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw in our 2 megas here, and I guess I'll throw in just a regular one. We have our first 3 Spinos in here, and the Chinchilla will be able to actually refresh these guys. And once these pets are done, I'm gonna spawn in 2 more Chinchillas and 2 more Spinos, and then we should have a good maxed out Spino setup to get everything moved over very quickly, and that'll be like triple the production with the Chinchillas, so we can get everything to this Acorn very fast. So we're gonna go ahead and let these Spinos do the rest of their work, let these pets do the rest of their work. Hopefully we can get the rest of these mutations done. Okay, well, meteoric's gonna take a while, but hopefully we can get the rest of these done and get everything moved over to the Acorn soon. All right, so after a lot of hours in time, it's actually going on 5 a.m. and I really need to get some sleep. We do have our Acorn with all the mutations moved over to it. Now, the only one we didn't get from our pets was aromatic. The spaghetti sloth was sitting there for hours on end, and for some reason we just did not get aromatic, and I got to get this video done and get some sleep, so we're just gonna skip aromatic for today. However, if we did get aromatic, I believe it would have mixed with our sizzled and our spaghetti to give us the new gourmet mutation, and I was trying to see if I actually got gourmet, but I don't see it anywhere. So everything else though is on here. So if we actually count our mutations, we have 40 mutations total, and if we split some of these like spaghetti, we'd have about 42 mutations. Abyssal would bring us to 43 mutations. Maelstrom would bring us to about, I want to say 45 mutations. Gloom 46, sizzled 47, infernal would be about, that would actually be about 50, paradisal 51, storm charge would bring us to about 53, or actually I think 54, harmonized chakra 55, and yeah, so we have about 55 mutations on this. If we actually had, bro, if we actually, the game liked us, we had aromatic, we'd have 56 mutations on this, and that would have been closer to 60, but I don't know why we literally could not get aromatic. But this is a pretty good Acorn here. It has a lot of mutations. It's very expensive. At least I think it's going to be very expensive, but it is very big and has a lot of mutations. So we're going to go ahead and grab our magnifying glass here, and we're going to try to check the value of it, and then after that we're going to try to get amber on it with our raptors. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check the first value of this without amber, if we even get amber, in 3, 2, 1. All right, so this Acorn is actually worth 2.9 trillion. It's right there on the mark to actually becoming 3 trillion. So if we're able to get amber on this thing, we can get this thing into the 3 trillion mark easy. If we had aromatic, this would have definitely been past 3 trillion, but I got to get some sleep, man. So let's go ahead and try to pick this up with our raptors and see what we get. I'm going to go ahead and boost a couple of these guys as well that aren't boosted. All of them are boosted now. Let's go ahead and see if we get amber. And there we go. We actually got amber, so we're at 56 mutations. It would have been 57, but look at how big this Acorn is, dude. All right, so now we're going to check the value with Steven and see what that bumped up to. So now it is worth 3 trillion. So yeah, definitely would have been like 3.1 3.2 trillion if we got aromatic and got that gourmet mutation. And also if we got like harmonized chakra, would have been even more. But this Acorn is actually crazy good, and it wasn't that difficult to get a gigantic one like we got here. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get started. And also we do have the new pet. I went ahead and just did this where I skipped all of the tiers in the past so we could get this new pet, the Masuchi. I believe that's how you say it. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and plant the Crimson Thorn. We're also going to go ahead and move this. This is my carrot here with the shock mutation with some extra mutations on it. However, we have all these mutations over here. We AFK'd for like 24 hours during the admin events, so we got a ton of mutations. We also even have the rainbow mutation up here. So we're just gonna use our Spino today to move that over, and we're gonna save some time with a lot of our pets. And we have a ton of other mutations done that we can save time getting today. So that should help us out a lot. So we have this carrot here. We're going to use our Raiju in a second, but first thing we're going to do is actually spawn in these mandrakes here, and we're going to spawn in, oops, that's a mandrake seed. We're going to spawn in our mandrakes, apple gazelle. We're going to spawn some mandrake seeds in right here. We're going to go ahead and drop down an advanced sprinkler right over these, grab some watering cans, which by the way, apparently there's super watering cans now. Oh, that's what, wow, the super watering can is very fast. Okay, that's actually crazy. All right, but anyways, let's go ahead and watering can these mandrakes here with the advanced sprinkler. Wow, that's a big mandrake we just got. Never seen one that big. That's kind of crazy. All right, we're gonna pick these up though, try to get the rot mutation done. There we go. We got the rot mutation applied to a sugar apple, so we're good there. We're gonna now go ahead and spawn in a couple of my sugar apples here. We have a grow all tool we're gonna go ahead and use, and just go ahead and grow all with this. And our apple gazelle is actually looks a little different. Did he get a new texture, or no, his apple's gone? That's why. All right, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and boost him though with a toy here, and we're gonna go ahead and pick these up and attempt to get the warp mutation done. All right, we actually did not get the warp mutation from that, so let's go ahead and try it again. Bro, we usually have warp by now. What is going on? All right, well, I guess I'll use this one, and if not, we'll use our main account to start growing all, because something is not right here. All right, I guess we'll just keep trying, because I don't know why I cannot get a warp mutation today.
2 seconds later.
All right, well, apparently looking in the Discord server, the warp mutation is broken right now. So I just spent like 1,000+ Robux to try and get it, and we're not able to get it. So I guess it's actually broken. People are reporting in the Discord that it is not working. So I guess we're not going to be getting warp mutation today, which is unfortunate. But all right, we're going to go ahead and move on then. Sorry that I'm not getting warp today, but we have some extra ones anyways that we can apply instead of warped, so it should be fine. But anyways, from there, let's go ahead and just reclaim these sugar apple trees then, and we picked up all those pets, and then let's go ahead and get a big crimson thorn to grow in. Now I gotta pick up these ones that have grown in. So this thing's actually pretty cool. It's like a staircase. You can literally just climb this thing all the way to the top, so it's pretty insane. I don't know if this is a bigger one or if these can be smaller, bigger. I think it's got to be about this size, but we actually have a rainbow one there, but we do have rainbow mutations down there that we're gonna use our Spino smooth over, so that's fine. And all right, this one's clear, so now we can go ahead and get our sprinklers ready. So let's go ahead and just get these done here. So I'm going to go ahead and apply a Grandmaster Sprinkler, Master, Godly, Advanced, and Basic. There we go. So that way we can get some big Crimson Thorns in here. And then we're also going to spawn in some Mooncats. So let's go ahead and spawn in quite a few Mooncats here. And let's go ahead and spawn in one Triceratops to speed up some progress. All right, so we just got to wait for a big Crimson Thorn now. And once we get one, we can actually go ahead and just start applying mutations to it, because we already have rainbow done over here. So we do not need to use our butterfly today. We do not need to use our queen bee. We also have oil, so we won't need to use junk bot. We already have ceramics, so we won't need to use the jackalope. We already have plasma, so we don't need to use the peach wasp. We already have tempestuous, so we don't need to use the pterodactyl. Now we do have meteoric, but we don't have molten, so we'll have to use the lobsters for just a little bit, but not for too long. But anyways, it looks like we're good. Our mooncats are stacking up nicely on our crimson thorn here. We have some sprinklers going, so hopefully we can get a pretty big crimson thorn to grow in and then start getting some mutations on it. I'm excited to see the price of this thing. I believe it's going to be worth a lot of money, so we should be good. All right, we are back, and yeah, we got some pretty big crimson thorns here, dude. These things are humongous. Now I don't even know which one is our biggest one. It's kind of hard to tell because of how big these are, but I think this gold one up here seems to be the biggest out of all of them. Oh wait, no, I think it's this one right here, this one at the bottom. Let me do a quick stud check here. This one has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and a half. And this one on the end here has 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, yeah, never mind. So I think this one's actually the biggest, the gold one up there. All right, well, okay. It looks like we have our picks. I'm going to go ahead and favorite this one real quick and then harvest the rest of them. All right, so now this one up here is ready to go and it's favorited, and that way we won't accidentally pick it up or anything. So we can go ahead and start getting some stuff done here. So I'm gonna go ahead, and we already actually have chocolate done on one of these sugar apples over here. So I'm actually gonna save the chocolate spray that I have, and here comes my kitsune, by the way, and it's going to apply which chakra version. Okay, just regular chakra, that's fine. But I'm gonna go ahead and apply pollinated, and we don't need to do chocolate because we already have it. So I will do a honey glazed sprinkler. Here it is, so we can get honey glazed on that. And then over here, my main account, I'm going to go ahead and apply some sprays here. And since we already have the shock mutation over there and tempestuous and stuff, I'm going to go ahead and only have to apply the cloud touch mutation, the glimmering mutation, and luminous. And there we go. This thing is looking nice. We have a couple mutations added to it already, and our Spinos will really take over in a little bit and move a lot of the stuff over. And we can go ahead and start using some of our guaranteed pets and getting those mutations done. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up all these Mooncats, and let's go ahead and get down the list here. So first off is our Raiju. Gonna go ahead and spawn him in so we can get the static mutation done and out of the way. I'm also gonna spawn in our lemon line for the brain rot mutation, the golden goose for the fortune mutation, corrupt kitsune for corrupt chakra or foxfire corrupt chakra, and the cockatrice for the toxic mutation. We're also gonna go ahead and spawn in our phoenix here for the flaming mutation. We can go ahead and spawn in the spriggan for the blue mutation. Let's do the swan, and then before we do the spriggan, let's actually bring out our new friend here, the Mizuchi, which we have a rainbow one from paying through the premium pass. So we're gonna go ahead and spawn this guy in, which can actually give us the new Azure mutation. This says when selling fruits with Azure, there's a 12% chance that a random mutation from that fruit will be applied to a fruit in your garden. So once we sell this, if we ever do, the one that we're about to get Azure on, we can possibly get it to duplicate onto something else. But that isn't really that great, considering that this thing already has a 24% chance to spread it anyways every 3 minutes. So we're fine as it is. I'm gonna go ahead though, and let's go ahead and place some more carrot seeds around here so our pets have an easier time to apply mutations and we have better chances to get everything done. And there we go. So we have our first set here. I'm gonna go ahead and get my toys in my inventory, and with that we can actually, I think we can boost this guy to even give him a better chance, and it shortens his cooldown a little bit, but that bumps us to 29%, so we should be able to get the new Azure mutation pretty quick. For now, I'm gonna go ahead and just get some more pets ready in my hotbar that are guaranteed mutations, or we consider guaranteed mutations. So I'm gonna get a spriggan in there. Let's get our kappas ready in our hotbar. And we can actually skip the disco beast today and go straight to the chicken zombies because we already have disco on quite a few of our fruits over here. So we can skip a lot of our pets today, and we're actually going to have even more mutations than we normally do, but this is going to be faster because of all those admin mutations that we have. So this Crimson Thorn will actually probably literally be the most mutated Crimson Thorn so far in Grow Garden, and it's going to be pretty exciting. So yeah, hopefully this thing will be living up to people's expectations. I feel like we could have probably got that thing a little bit bigger than it is, but that's a good size, and we're going to get a lot of mutations on it. So we should make some good money here.
Nope.
Wow, almost 30% chance, and it just failed. Our Mizuchi just failed the Azure mutation. Shame, shame. Also, I don't know exactly what event this is from. I'm sure I'll find out, or it's an admin event, but we do have this new glided or gilded mutation. I don't know what that's from. I'm going to screenshot that, though. That's new. I don't know. That might have been an admin one. All right, so Lemon Line is giving us brain rot now, which is on a sugar apple over there, so that's perfect. We can go ahead and pick him up. Swan will give us graceful now. All right, that was applied to one of our carrots. I don't know exactly which one because we have so many. Maybe one of these. Yeah, right here on this carrot. All right, so our swan is done. So we can go ahead and pick up our swan as well. And I think we could boost our phoenix. Yeah, that'll save a couple minutes there. We can go ahead and boost our Raiju, save a couple minutes, and then boost our golden goose and also save a couple minutes and get those guys out of the way. But now we do have some extra pet slots. So we're gonna go ahead and bring in our spriggan to give us bloom. And I guess we can actually go ahead and do our badger real quick to get the crack mutation out of the way, since this one's a little bit faster than the kappas and the chicken zombies. So let's go ahead and get the badger done. With the boost, he only takes about a minute and 40 seconds, so we'll get cracked done pretty quick. All right, we're about to get flaming done as well, and then we'll get static done shortly after that. All right, so our phoenix is going to give us flaming. There we go. A bunch of sugar apples have flaming now, and some carrots. Tons of sugar apples actually have. I'm gonna pick up that one carrot since we don't need it on that then. Phoenix is done. There we go. I boosted the cockatrice, so he'll be done with the Raiju in just a minute. Let's see if we get Azure now. No, not yet. All right, well, we'll just keep waiting for that. That's fine. All right, but we do have another pet slot open then, and we'll go ahead and spawn in our first Kappa to give us Bloodlet. Also, I don't know why I can't hear any of the pet sounds. Okay, I can hear the Kappa, but no one else is making noise today. Everyone's just quiet. Everyone's being shy today. They're not telling me anything. I can hear all the other sounds besides the pet sounds. So I don't know. I guess this update has come with some bugs. All right, so now our cockatrice here is going to give us the toxic mutation, and our Raiju is going to give us the static mutation. So that'll be another 2 mutations done. And once those guys are out of the way, we can spawn in another Kappa and also get some chicken zombies going. Okay, we got cracked on a ton of stuff over here. So we are good and toxic. We got on some carrots and actually on, I think, our crimson thorn directly. I think it's that one up there. So I think we're good. We can go ahead and pick up our cockatrice. Since toxic is done, we can pick up our giant badger since cracked is obviously done on multiple plants. And our Raiju is now, okay, he ate something over here, but he did give us static. I don't know which one he ate. I thought I favorited all my shock fruits, but hopefully he didn't eat one that was important. Everything should have been favorited, so the one that he probably ate was one that I didn't really care about then, and I just missed, so that's fine. But there we go. We have a static carrot. We have plenty of static apples. We can go ahead and pick up the Raiju as well, and we have 3 pet slots open, so I'm gonna go ahead and spawn another Kappa to give us Bloodlet done faster, and then get 2 chicken zombies in here to get zombified done soon. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw some more carrot seeds down so our Kappas have an easier time giving us Bloodlet, and our Spriggan will give us an easier time for Bloom. Also, yeah, some of our pets that aren't making sounds are just bugged. Like this chicken zombie has no nose. This Krupp Kitsune is missing ears. So I don't know if it's just a Roblox thing. The Spriggan's missing some branches. So like, yeah, the pets are very bugged right now. I don't know what's going on. I guess it's just a painful day for my pets. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and get this fortune egg done. Now let's go ahead and boost this Mizuchi again. Hopefully we can get that mutation done, please. Still failed. That's actually crazy. It's about a 30% chance and this dude is just failing in life. That is sad. I don't know why you're being so sad today, but you know what? My golden goose never lets me down. Free fortune egg right here. Thanks, buddy. All right. Thanks for that fortune mutation. I'm gonna go ahead and pick you up now and move this over here. All right, so yeah, we have a few more pets we gotta wait for here. So I'm gonna go ahead and wait for our Mizuchi to maybe give us a Zor, or you know, our Krupp Kitsune will probably be next, and then we have our Spriggans, Kappas, all that. I want to make sure these guys are still boosted so we can get Bloodlet done a little bit faster, and that should be good. So I'll be back in a minute when we get some more mutations done, and I'm also with that extra slot gonna spawn in another chicken zombie so we can get zombified done fast and out of the way. All right, we did get the Azor mutation applied to this carrot just now, so that is done. Our new Mizuchi pet is done with its mutations, and our Kappa is watering some carrots. So as long as it can stick right here, we'll get Bloodlet done within the next minute. But we're gonna go ahead and pick up, where is he? Here we go. Pick up this guy, boost the Krupp Kitsune, get that done in a couple minutes, and then hopefully we'll also get Bloodlet done in a minute and a half. I guess I'll go ahead and move these pancakes over here just so the Kappas hover over here a little bit more and give us blood a little bit faster. All right, so I also just realized that I thought we didn't need our Peach Wasp because we had Abyssal, but I'm not thinking correctly. That's for when you get Void Touched with the Space Squirrel. So we actually need the Peach Wasp still for Plasma because that's completely different. So I'm going to actually spawn in our Peach Wasp because we do need to get that guaranteed mutation done. And in the meantime, though, our Krupp Kitsune is about to apply Krupp Chakra or Foxfire Krupp Chakra so we can get that done. And once he's done with that, oh, you know what? I realized I was going to buy the Fall Fountain, but it's kind of too late for that, isn't it? Yeah, because I was gonna say I'm gonna buy that and then use that instead of the grizzly bears to get the fall mutation, but I gotta still use grizzly bears because I didn't buy the fountain in time. I should have done that, but anyways, it's fine. All right, so we have Krupp Chakra applied to a sugar apple and some carrots. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the carrots since it's done on the sugar apples. Actually, I think it's on one of these carrots. So pick up the Krupp Kitsune, replace it with the grizzly bears so we can get fall done because I'm dumb and I didn't buy the fall fountain like I should have. And yeah, and then once these guys are done, we'll just stock up on chicken zombies and then get ready for our AFK grind since everyone else should be done with their mutations. Now, I don't know why Jandel did this, but it makes me sad that when you actually come in here now, you can no longer craft. Excuse me, hold on. But you can no longer craft the shock mutation spray, the glimmering mutation spray, and the pollinated one. You can only do chocolate. I don't know if they moved it to the mutation spray merchant. Maybe they did that. I have to actually look, but I'm sad that they did that because I was going to restock on those. But I guess that is why the Firefly is a thing now to get the shock mutation from this, since they decided to remove the sprays from the crafting. So yeah, we got 2 fireflies though, so these guys will come in handy for when we need the shocked, but Yeah, kind of goofy they did that, in my opinion. I'm so sorry. I keep yawning. I'm really tired. I gotta get this recorded, bro. It's 1:30 in the morning, and I've hardly slept last night, and I'm dying. But I gotta do the Crimson Thorn. We gotta see what the Crimson Thorn is worth. Okay, so I'm dying for you guys. I hope you love me for that. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and I guess I'm gonna boost this grizzly bear with the pet toy again, but I'm also going to use, I have some small pet toys, so I think I can boost them with this as well. Yeah, so we have 2 pet toy boosts on him. That'll give him a 13% chance now. I will also boost the Spriggan, and I'll give us Bloom in a second, and boost another Kappa to give us Bloodlet done, hopefully in a minute here. All right, let's see if we get Fall, and let's see if we get Bloodlet. All right, Shay's coming over here. Good job. Please do not move over there. Please don't go back over there. All right, that failed. Shay, buddy. Come on, Bloodlet, please, somewhere. Okay, only wet. He only gave wet on 4 carrots. All right, so I just boosted my Kappa here, and we got a Bloodlet carrot, actually 2 of them, so we are good with Bloodlet and our Kappas. I can go ahead and move this over here. Spriggan is also done. As you can see, he just farted all over the place and gave us the blue mutation on a bunch of stuff, including our sugar apples. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of some of these carrots, but there we go. That gives us some more pet slots. So picking up the Spriggan, picking up the Kappas, and our chicken zombies should be done shortly, and hopefully we get Fall done soon too. But I'm gonna go ahead and pick up these wet carrots just to get some of these out of the way, clean up the mutations a little bit because we have so many that the Spinos already have to move over, so let's make their job a little bit easier. Okay, I think these are all good over here. Yeah, our Kappas didn't really come over here. All right, and I guess we'll go ahead and start with our gnome now to get gnome done, and we can go ahead and put our lobster in to get Bolton done since we already have meteoric, and I'll save a little bit of time in the long haul so we can get Spinos to start moving stuff over, and we'll go ahead and put one more grizzly bear in to get Fall done a little bit faster, and that should help. Now we have some chicken zombies almost done here, and I think I can boost them with toys, and they'll be in the time limit here. So there we go, they're boosted. I guess I can boost this one with a small toy, and there we go. Let's see if we get zombified done. There we go, zombified's done to a sugar apple. That's good. So we can go and pick up these chicken zombies, and now we just gotta wait for plasma, hopefully get Fall, and we really don't need to wait for gnome to get done or molten. These guys are technically just our AFK pets, but we can wait if we want. But since we're gonna wait to get plasma done anyways and Fall, I'll wait, and once we get plasma and Fall at least done, then we'll put in the rest of our AFK pets, but we should be good for now. I guess for now, since we gotta wait anyways for these guys, I'll start throwing in some more of our AFK pets. I'll put our Griffin in, I'll get our spaghetti slot in to start getting those done, and we can go ahead and put in, I guess, our Crep Scarlet, and then we can do our Tranquil in just a little bit. And we go ahead and get some toys ready to boost our grizzly bears again to hopefully give us Fall and get that out of the way. Please give us Fall. Please give us Fall. There we go. We got Fall on a carry. Just got to do a little chant. All right, so grizzly bear number 1 is done. Grizzly bear number 2 is done, and we are good. So I'm gonna go ahead and travel this carrot over here into our collection. We can go ahead and spawn in our Tranquil Scarlet, and we are technically ready for our AFK setup. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and just wait to fully AFK until we get plasma done, since this is only gonna take another 14 minutes. But for now, we do have that extra pet slot, so I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in our first Mega Spinosaurus here to start moving over mutations to our Crimson Thorn up there that is still favorited, so we can't eat anything off of that. But yeah, we have a lot of mutations that these guys have to eat off of our sugar apples, off of our carrots, so we got to get started getting these things moved over. All right, so our Peach Wasp just applied the plasma mutation to a carrot over here. For some reason I thought it was just going to sting again, but it was doing its mutation, so that's nice for us, and plasma is done. So with that, we can go ahead and pick up our Peach Wasp, and now all of our guaranteed pets are done, and we're pretty much ready to just go in AFK mode. So I'm gonna throw in another Mega Spino in there, and pretty much now we are just going to wait for more mutations to get done from our other pets, and once more mutations get done, we'll place some more Spinos, Mimic Octopuses, all that, so that way we can get everything to just move mutations over and get it to this Crimson Thorn so we can check the price and hopefully be rich. But in the meantime, I'm going to just go ahead and real quick just wait and see if we can get Cyclonic done, because if we can, then we can go AFK with another Spino in the mix, and that will actually help save some more time because we have a lot of mutations that we need to get moved over today. So it's probably already going to take an hour or two for them all to get moved over. So the more Spinos that we have, the faster that will be. So yeah, let's just see if we get Cyclonic real quick before AFK. What are we going to get? We're also going to get one of our Spaghetti Sauce mutations done, even though that's like always going to happen. But what do you got for us, Griffin? Cyclonic anywhere? Does not look like we got it anywhere. All right, well, we'll wait for that then. It was worth a shot. Spaghetti Sauce is giving us one of his mutations, so we got pasta done. All right, cool. Thanks for pasta, buddy. All right, well, I think we're good. Let's go ahead and AFK then and let our pets work their magic as we AFK. I guess I'll boost my gnome again and maybe get that one done. All right, so just a quick check-in. We got a lot of the mutations done here. We got gnomed done on one of these carrots over here. And then in the mix, we also got corrupt and tranquil done on some of these apples up here. So we moved those guys out of the way, and we also got cyclonic done. So pretty much at this point, we're only waiting for our spaghetti sloth because I still have not seen aromatic and I have not seen sauce. I even looked up here, and that guy up there that's favorited with all the mutations, I did not see aromatic or sauce, so we're still waiting for our spaghetti sloth to give us those two. But we do have 4 Spinosauruses put down now, and that's our max. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and put a mimic octopus down. His head's kind of gone, but I'm going to go ahead and put this guy down and a queen bee, and this should help with some cooldowns so we can get the rest of these mutations done a little bit faster, or at least moved over a little bit faster. All right, so we have gotten all of our mutations moved over to the crimson thorn, and this took a while, bro. It's like 6 a.m. I need to get some sleep, okay? So we're going to go through this real quick, but as you can see, we probably have the most mutated crimson thorn so far in Roblox Grow a Garden. However, the only problem I've noticed is that the rainbow mutation did not get moved over from the Spinosauruses. For some reason, gold did, but not rainbow, and rainbow should have upgraded the gold, but it didn't. So we're going to have a little bit less of a multiplier than we normally do, which is very unfortunate. I really wanted the rainbow for this, but I don't know why that happened. Anyways, in total, we have 48 mutations, and then if we actually separate some, like cosmic would have 49. Spaghetti would bring us to about 51. Harmonized chakra, 52. Storm charge would bring us to about, I believe, 54. I want to say maybe 55 actually, but I'll say 54. Ceramic would bring us to about 56. Frozen, 57. Infernal would bring us to about 60. Paradisal would be 61. Gloom, 62. Abyssal, 63. And that's about it. So yeah, this thing has about 63 total mutations on this Crimson Thorn, which is actually insane. And it's pretty big. Again, the only thing we didn't get is Rainbow for some reason, not converting the gold to Rainbow from the Spinos. But I guess once you have one, it can't get anything else on it. And we got gold first, which is unfortunate for us. But let's go ahead though and use our magnifying glass to check the value of this Crimson Thorn and see how much this thing is going to be worth as one of the, actually as the best fruit in Roblox Grow a Garden now. So without further ado, we're going to check in 3, 2, 1. This thing is worth only 953 billion. However, I believe if we actually got rainbow instead of gold, that would have been enough multiplier to make this thing a couple of trillions. Plus, if we got a bigger size, I think this thing probably would have been at least 5+ trillion. But I think that gold not actually converting is what really messed this up to not even hit 1 trillion, which is insane because we still had like 60 other mutations on this thing. We're going to go ahead and try to get amber on it real quick by using our raptors. So this will be the last test to see if we can add any more value to this thing. All right, let's see if we get amber by... I just fell off of it. Okay, well, I gotta... Actually, I can use the harvest tool. So let's see if we can get amber by harvesting this Crimson Thorn. All right, we did not get amber. However, here's our Crimson Thorn with all the mutations. It, for some reason, shrank into this tiny size. And maybe if we check with Steven, let's see if the value changed at all. Nope, still the same amount. So yeah, 953 billion. I'm surprised we didn't even pass 1 trillion with this many mutations on this thing. And it's supposed to be the best fruit in the game now. So I'm actually surprised that we didn't even hit 1 trillion. But I guess the rainbow mutation really does help. And I guess the size of this wasn't as big as it could have been. But I'm very surprised about that. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and plant the cocoa mango right here. And we're also going to go ahead and plant some sugar apples. And we're going to do what we did last video to make this a little bit easier to get some of the mutations out of the way. So I'm going to plant 5 more sugar apple trees here. And then all we're going to go ahead and do is go to my main account and we're going to actually hit that grow all button. So that way our cocoa mango will grow, but also our sugar apples. And you'll see why we're doing this. Hold on. All right. So we have some pretty newbie cocoa mangoes, but we're going to get rid of these. We're going to actually get a pretty good one in a second. But first, before we do that, we're going to use our apple gazelle, and we're going to use this guy to just get us the warp mutation done and out of the way. So we're going to pick up some sugar apples until we get warped. Oh, and actually we had a golden egg in our inventory, so we just got fortune on one of our sugar apples here. So I will make sure I favorite that real quick, so we won't actually have to use our golden goose. All right, we got warped on one of our sugar apples. It's this one over here that's actually not even spawned in, but warped is there. So once that regrows, we'll have it. So I'm going to go ahead and move this warped sugar apple apple over here. We're also going to move this fortune sugar apple over here. I'll move this one as well since it already... We're going to get a lot of glimmerings, but I guess I can go ahead and move this one as well since it already has glimmering on it to our little buffet platter. So I'm going to pick up the rest of these sugar apples here, and we're good. I'm going to go ahead and pick up the apple gazelle, and let's go ahead and pick up these cocoa mangoes since these are too small for us. And we're going to go ahead and spawn in our moon cats here, and we're also going to get a triceratops spawned in to help with some growth. And then let's go ahead and get our sprinklers on here. So we're going to put down a grandmaster sprinkler. We're going to put down a master, godly, advanced, and basic, and then hopefully this will all help give us some pretty big cocoa mangoes here. And then we can go ahead and get started with getting all the mutations. So let's try to get our moon cats asleep in a good group here. Let's see. Okay, there's a couple going like right here. I'm gonna do right here because there's 2 of them. Okay, that's actually a pretty big cocoa mango there, so that's a good sign, but we got to get bigger than that. I think we can get way bigger than that with the moon cats sleeping on it, but I don't think that's gonna be big enough for us. We need bigger. Yeah, like that. That's looking a little bit bigger. So we're gonna delete this one. We're gonna keep doing this until we get a really big one. This one's a better size, but I think we can get even bigger than that. So let's just keep trying this until we get a big one, and then we can start getting some mutations put onto this thing. Okay, here's an even bigger cocoa mango growing. So we're just getting bigger and bigger as we go up. This one might be our winner, but we're going to try to get one more to grow in pretty big. I will put this on the mooncats one more time. We'll see what we get, but I'm going to keep deleting these smaller ones. But yeah, I think this cocoa mango might be our winner here. This thing is humongous. All right, can we get a good group of mooncats to sleep on it? Okay, there's like 3 of them. Come on, come on, come on. Pile up right here. Pile up right here. Go to bed. Go to bed. Go to bed. Oh, they're all moving around. All right, these 2 are pretty close in size. However, this one is still bigger, I think. So I think we might have our winner here. This thing is just growing in real nicely. So, I'm stuck inside of it. I'm being crushed. Okay, this is a pretty big cocoa mango right here. I don't know which one's going to be bigger. What the heck? All right, so I can't honestly tell which one's bigger. They're both very close in size. I would do a stud count, but it's kind of hard to tell because this one's all glimmering and magical. I almost want to say this one's bigger right here. They're either the same size or this one's slightly bigger. Oh, wait. They have faces on them. Forgot. We can count the studs on the faces. Okay, yeah, this one has about like 5.5 almost studs on the face, and this one only has about 5. So this one's definitely bigger right here. So I think we have our winning cocoa mango. I'm gonna go and pick these ones up, and here we go. Here's our beautiful cocoa mango here. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and put some sprays on this. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a chocolate spray on that. We're gonna do a windstruck spray, pollinated. We'll do a honey sprinkler, and then on my main account, I'm gonna go ahead and add a cloud touch spray to that. And there we go. We have our 5 mutations on here that we're going to use to convert this thing to a rainbow cocoa mango. I keep saying cocoa melon, dude. That shows. Yeah, I just have the intro. Cocoa melon in my head. All right, anyways, let's go ahead and spawn in our queen bee to get the cooldown started with this guy. And we're going to spawn in our butterfly, and then the queen bee will cool down the butterfly, convert all this to rainbow, and then we can get the show on the road and get a really nice cocoa mango and make some good cash, huh? Wait, is this one bigger? Hold on. No, it's not. Okay. All right, well, our cocoa mango is ready for rainbow conversion, so we're gonna let that happen. And I believe, I mean, we already have a lot of glimmering plants over here, so Spinos will move that over. That's not gonna be a problem right now. And we sugar apple, we have a warp sugar apple, so like all that's good as well. And then I think we might have a chakra one somewhere in there. If not, my main account will probably be moving that over here in a second. My main account will be having its Kitsune come over here in a second and apply chakra either to our cocoa mango or one of our sugar apples, so that shouldn't be a problem. All right, and real quick before we do AFK and wait for this thing to become rainbow, I'm gonna go ahead and favorite it just real quick, and I am going to spawn in my mandrakes here. We're going to get an advanced sprinkler, and I'm just going to watering can some mandrake seeds here to get some mandrakes and hopefully get us the rot mutation on one of our sugar apples, so we can add that over to our cocoa mango once it's ready for that. Oh, okay, we had rot spread to one of our other mandrakes, which is interesting, but that works. We're gonna go ahead and add this over here to our little platter of food for our Spinos, and there we go. We have the rot mutation ready to go. All right, so I can go ahead and pick up these mandrakes now. We can unfavorite our cocoa mango, and now we can get ready to get rainbow and then get all the mutations applied. And I think while we're AFK, our Kitsune is going to apply chakra to something, so we'll check on that once we get back. All right, real quick, our Kitsune from my main account did just steal a sugar apple, so we do have chakra applied over there, and he's gonna go hand that off to my main account now. So thanks for stealing that and breaking my heart, but we do have chakra, so we can get that moved over in a little bit with our Spinos. All right, so I just boosted my queen bee and it cooled down our butterfly, and our butterfly is now going to convert this to rainbow. All right, there we go. Our cocoa mango is now rainbow, so I go ahead and favorite this so I don't accidentally pick it up. And we are good to start getting some mutations on this thing. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some sprays. Let's go ahead and put pollinated back onto this, chocolate, wet, and I guess I'll save that glimmering since, you know, when the event ends, we'll need that more later. And then we can go ahead and put our honey sprinkler down on this to get honey glazed. Honey glazed will be back on that now, so we're up to 5 mutations. And then on my main account over here, I'm gonna go ahead and apply the verdant spray. We're going to put cloud touch onto that, and we will put shocked onto that. And now we are up to 8 mutations. And since I have my main account here with some shock sprays, I am going to actually go ahead and plant a couple carrot seeds real quick, and then bring my main account over here with the shock spray to put it on one of my carrots. So that way we have the shocked carrot ready to go, and we can go ahead and spawn in my Raiju to eat that, and then it will apply the static mutation around to hopefully my cocoa mango, but if not, one of these sugar apples or one of these other carrots, and we can get static out of the way. And then we're also going to get some of our guaranteed mutations done. So we're going to spawn in our lemon lion so we can get brain rot in about 5 minutes. We'll spawn in our peach wasp so we can get plasma done in about 25 minutes. We'll spawn in a phoenix so we can get flaming done. We'll spawn in cockatrice so we can get toxic done. Or actually, we'll go ahead and spawn in our corrupt kitsune so we can get the corrupt chakra mutation done. And then we'll spawn in a pterodactyl so we can get tempestuous done. So that's a lot of pets that we have now that are pretty much our guaranteed mutations. Again, static, brain rot, plasma, flaming, toxic, corrupt chakra or foxfire corrupt chakra, and tempestuous. So that is a lot of pets there, but that will give us some of our guaranteed ones done. I would have used the golden goose as well, but we already got fortune from selling that one egg. Also, perfect timing, we do have a nighttime event so we can get moonlit on our cocoa mango or just one of our sugar apples or carrots, and we can easily get that moved over to this once we use our spinos in a little bit. I guess I'll go ahead because I ran out of the luminous sprays. I have to go buy more or earn more over there, but since I don't have that right now, I'll also go ahead and spawn in this luminous sprite so we can get that guaranteed mutation done, since the portal will take a little bit of time to get through. And this will only take about 15 minutes, and that's another guaranteed mutation, I believe. Yeah, it's guaranteed, so that will fulfill all of our guaranteed mutations. We already have a ton of glimmering stuff, so we don't really need to use our glimmering sprite right now, but we do need to use the luminous sprite since we don't have any sprays currently for that. But we have a pretty good setup here, so I'm going to be right back while these guys do their cooldowns, and we'll come back in just a minute and we'll get some more mutations done and get our cocoa mango to be big boy. Okay, this is interesting. We got a heat wave during nighttime. I don't know if I've ever really seen this combo before, but with that, I don't know if I have any more tanning mirrors, so it's actually good that I'm here. So I can go ahead and make sure I get tanning mirrors placed down right here so we can get the sun-dried mutation, and then that will also allow us to get paradisal in just a little bit. And with that, our giant bean lemon lion here is about to apply the brain rot mutation, so we go ahead and swap him out. And I forgot, I do need to do the jackalopes before I do the disco bee, since the jackalopes are pretty quick. We'll work on that, but let's go ahead and wait for this guy real quick to give us the brain rot mutation, and then we can probably boost our Raiju to shorten his cooldown. Let me see. Yeah, that'll shorten a couple minutes so we can get more jackalopes done. But all right, let's go ahead and get, there we go, we just got sun dried, so we'll get paradisal done. I think it should actually already be done since we have verdant on there. All right, sorry, my dogs are going crazy, but we got the brain rot mutation done on a sugar apple, so we're good. And we just got paradisal done on our cocoa mango, so that is good. And hey, why the dog barking? All right, but anyways, let's go ahead and pick up this lemon lion here, and we'll get flaming done in a second. So I guess with that lemon lion being out of the way, we can go ahead and put a jackalope down to start working on getting sandy mutation, and we'll go ahead and add some more jackalopes in once we get the phoenix done and the Raiju done, so we get that sandy mutation done and out of the way. This guy's gonna need another boost though. He's got a fast cooldown, but percent chance is kind of low, so I like to boost him to help us out a little bit. There we go. All right, Phoenix is applying flaming to different fruits, and he actually looks like he applied it directly to our cocoa mango. Yes, he did. All right, perfect. Thank you, my guy. Thank you so much. All right, Phoenix, your job is done. Actually, hold on a minute.
How do you apply flaming when it's literally raining? This game is very unrealistic. My immersion is ruined.
All right, I'm picking up the Phoenix. We're gonna go swap him out with another jackalope, and hopefully we get sandy done here. Raiju will give us static in just a second. Also, do we have shocked on this? Yes, we do. All right, perfect. Cool. All right, yeah, so he'll eat that shock carrot there. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this flaming one. We got a ton of stuff moonlit, and our cocoa mango directly is moonlit, so I'm gonna get rid of some of these moonlit carrots and just plant some new ones, just so we have an easier palette for our spinos. All right, Raiju ate the carrot, and he just applied static to a sugar apple and some carrots, so he is good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up these static carrot since he got on a sugar apple over there. Again, just to make it easier for our Spinos in a little bit. Let's go ahead and pick him up. My poor little jackalopes are failing at life. Oh no. Let's go ahead and spawn another one in. We gotta get Sandy done, guys. Come on, hurry up. Give us Sandy. We need some Sandy done and out of the way. All right, we got things to do. All right, we got Twisted and Windstruck, which means we got Tempestuous. We are done with our Pterodactyl here, so that is good. We can move him out of the way. And we have all of our Jackalopes spawned in, so now we could start adding in some Disco Bees into the mix to give us the Disco Mutation, hopefully. And then we'll work on Chicken Zombies after that. Come on, guys. Stop failing me. Get Sandy on something, please. Sandy. Sandy. Sandy, please. Sandy. All right, we got Sandy added to a carrot, and an earthquake is happening. I channeled an energy I did not mean to channel, I guess. Anyways, our cockatrice just applied toxic to a sugar apple over here, so that is another mutation done. We can go ahead and pick up the cockatrice here. He is done with his job, and then we'll get Luminous done in just a second here. We'll go ahead and boost that sprite to save some time. Oh, look at that. We just got Foxfire Chakra finally, dude. We never get Foxfire Chakra, but we just got it on a carrot. All right, let's go and move that to the buffet platter as well. There we go. We got Foxfire Chakra. Oh, and we got a meteor shower. We got Celestial happening. Hold on. I think I have a star crawler in there, but put another one down just in case. There we go. Put one in that corner. I guess I'll put another one down over here for the carrots just in case, just so we can make sure we get Celestial done. All right, cool. Yeah, all these are Celestial now. Perfect. We're good. And go ahead and travel this over here. So we do have all of our Disco Bees here. We have 4 of them. So I'm going to go ahead and start placing down some Chicken Zombies as well into the mix. We can only do 1 right now, but once the sprite is done, we can go ahead and put down another Chicken Zombie. Well, our Cocoa Mango is Celestial now. That's perfect, actually. So we really don't even need this carrot over here. I guess I can pick it up just to save some time for later. All right, Luminous Sprite, stop making weird noises and give us that Luminous Mutation so I can add in another Chicken Zombie here. And then I guess I could probably boost my Corrupt Kitsune in a second so we can get Corrupt Chakra done and out of the way. All right, he's going to apply Luminous to something. It looks like he's targeting a carrot. He is targeting a carrot. He's spinning around the carrot, and we got Luminous added to the carrot. Thank you so much for that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and travel this over here to our platter. That actually looks cool. Sorry, I have problems. Anyways, that is done. Let's go ahead and pick up this Luminous Sprite, get him out of the way, and replace him with another Chicken Zombie so we get Zombified done, hopefully. And then we're going to wait just a second here to get Corrupt Chakra done. All right, so our Corrupt Kitsune is going to give us Corrupt Chakra. Hopefully we'll get Corrupt Foxfire Chakra so we can get Ascended Chakra and get that really nice multiplier. But if not, I'm going to go ahead and, well, let's just see what he does real quick. All right, so we just got Corrupt Chakra. All right, so we at least have Corrupt Chakra done, which is nice. But I'm going to go ahead and pick him up for now so we can focus on getting the other, I guess, guaranteed mutations done. And we can spawn in another Chicken Zombie here to get Zombified done. So I did boost all my Disco Bees here, so hopefully we can get Disco done. This Jax one is about to try and apply it, so hopefully that'll be... Please, Disco? Failed. Okay, usually they fail a couple times. All right, that's fine. I just kicked my chair and that hurt really bad. Ow. All right, Peach Wasp is stinging that Disco Bee. Let's see if we get Disco from that one. Failed. Okay, well, that doesn't help me there. All right, well, we still have 2 more Disco Bees with their cooldowns almost done. So let's see. Let's just see if we get it done before we get Plasma done with our Peach Wasp. That'd be nice. All right, come on. Come on, Disco Bees. Please give us Disco so we can just get the Chicken Zombies done, and then we can get this AFK grind on the way, guys. Come on. Please, look at me. I'm so sad. All right, let's see it. Disco? Disco? Disco failed. All right, we got 1 more Disco Bee, and then we got to wait for the cooldowns again. Come on, Bella, please. Bella, please. Bella, please. Bella, please. Bella, please. Bella, I don't like you. I really don't like you. You are our last hope, and now I have no hope. My heart's ruined. But at least Peach Wasp is going to give us Plasma. There we go. We got Plasma added to a carrot. So thanks for that, Peach Wasp. I'm going to go ahead and move this Plasma carrot to our platter. And we're good. I'm going to pick up the rest of these carrots since they're kind of done with that right now. And let's go ahead and pick up the Peach Wasp and throw in 1 more Chicken Zombie into the mix. And now we have 4 and 4. So hopefully we can get Disco done, Zombified done, and then we can stop crying and we can go AFK with our nice AFK setup. All right, so we finally got the Disco mutation applied to a carrot down here, I think. Yeah, right there in the sandy carrot. So Disco is officially done. We can go ahead and pick up these Disco Bees, and now it's on to just trying to get Zombified. We have 1 of our Chicken Zombies about to be done with its cooldown. I'm going to go ahead and spawn in my last Chicken Zombie here and a Mimic Octopus just to try and help speed this up in case this one fails. Let's see if Bella comes in clutch. Otherwise, we have a ton of other Chicken Zombies now that we can use. Let's see. Failed. Okay, well, at least we have 5 Chicken Zombies spawned in now and a Mimic Octopus, so we have 6 pets to try and give us Zombified. Hopefully we'll be able to get Zombified done very soon, but I guess because we do have all these guys working on giving us Zombified, we can go ahead and spawn in a couple of our AFK pets like the gnome here. and the Spriggan, since these are our 2 highest chance ones. And if these guys give us their mutations, then we'll be able to spawn in 2 lobsters whenever we do the AFK grind. All right, so we just had one of our chicken zombies actually apply the zombified mutation to a sugar apple over here. Oh, there it is down there. All right, so zombified is officially done, and that is ready to go. So we can go ahead and pick up all of our chicken zombies here and our mimic octopus. And so we have the gnome and the Spriggan spawned in. So let's go ahead and get the rest of our AFK pets ready to go and get all the rest of our mutations done. And then we can focus on getting these Spinos to move these guys, their mutations over. So we're gonna go ahead and spawn in a lobster. We're gonna spawn in our aromatic spaghetti slot to get aromatic pasta sauce and meatballs, so that will mix into the spaghetti mutation. We're gonna go ahead and spawn in our junk bot for the oil mutation, our tranquil scarlet for the tranquil mutation. We'll spawn in our corrupt scarlet for the corrupt mutation. And let's see, we're missing one other pet here. Ah, the griffin. All right, I figured there was one. So the griffin will give us cyclonic, and then that will turn into maelstrom, and then eventually we can get storm charged with that. So that'll be some extra mutations, lots of extra multipliers, and we can make some good money. So we have our nice AFK setup ready here. We got to get all these mutations done. Once we get one of these done, I'm going to swap out with the kappa. The second one I'll swap out with another kappa, and then I think the third one I'll swap out with the corrupt kitsune again, so we could try to get foxfire corrupt chakra, and then I will swap out the rest with some Spinos and our ascended mooncat, just in case we can try to get dawnbound. I forgot to actually spawn in my mooncat after last video to try and get dawnbound on something, so we can use a T-Rex to multiply it, but I'm gonna try to do that today after this video if we don't get it by the time I'm done recording. All right, but anyways, I'll be right back. I think we're good to go, and it's time to AFK and get these mutations done. All right, so after our first round of AFKing, I came back, and it looks like we do have corrupt done, which is awesome, so I can go ahead and pick up our corrupted scarlet here. His job has been completed. And then looking through some of these other fruits that we do have a carrot with gnomed on it, so our gnome is also done. We can go ahead and pick him up as well and get him out of the way, as that's another one done. And I looked through all this. I didn't really see anything else that was completed. We did get sauce done, but we still need meatball, pasta, and aromatic, and we did get sauce done a couple of times, so our spaghetti sloth just really likes sauce today apparently. And yeah, I didn't really see anything else on the sugar apples. It's kind of hard to tell because there's so many of them stacked together, but I don't see anything else that got done. However, I did come back for being AFK, and right when I did come back, I did notice on our cocoa mango here, we did get molten as soon as I got back from AFK, which just converted over to blazing. So once we get meteoric, that can become infernal, which will be even a better multiplier buff. But anyways, since we did get 2 of our pets done, and our Spriggan, actually, let's see if our Spriggan will give us bloom real quick. I'm gonna boost him. If we get bloom done, that'd be nice. Let's see. Oh, look at that. We got 1 fruit done with bloom. That is perfect. I don't know what got done with bloom, but something got done with bloom. I think one of our sugar apples. So there it is. So bloom is also done. Now we can go ahead and pick up our Spriggan. But we do have 3 slots open. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and spawn in some kappas here. And I'm also going to go ahead and put down some carrot seeds over here for our kappas. Help with getting the bloodlet mutation done. So there we go. There's 12 carrots for them to work with. And since they're spawned in, I'm going to go ahead and also spawn back in my corrupt kitsune to try and get foxfire corrupt chakra while we AFK a little bit longer. And then once some more of these guys finish up with their mutations, we're going to swap out and start putting some Spinos in here. But so far, some pretty good progress. So we actually have bloodlet done, which means we can go ahead and get rid of these 2 kappas that we have. We also did get oil done from our junk bot, so we can go ahead and also pick up our junk bot since he is done. And we did get tranquil from our other scarlet, so we can go ahead and pick up our scarlet here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and spawn in another lobster just so we can try and help that one get meteoric done a little bit faster. I will boost this one though real quick to see if we can get that finished. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Lobster just applied meteoric to one of our mandrakes, so that's actually perfect. We can go ahead and pick up our lobsters now. So those guys are done. And let's see if our spaghetti sauce gives us meatball finally. Okay, another sauce, but that's fine. He has time. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and also boost my griffin here to see if we can get cyclonic done a little bit faster. And doesn't look like we got cyclonic still. Let me check this. Yeah, so no cyclonic, but that's fine. We'll let him keep doing his thing. But all right, we did make some pretty good progress here though. So that means we can go ahead and officially spawn in our ascended mooncat to try and get dawnbound done, depending on how long it takes for our Spinos to move everything over. So I'll go ahead and get that started. I'm gonna pick up some of these carrots that we don't need. I'm gonna go ahead and move the good ones over though that we do need. So this one with oil, I'm gonna go put that over here. I'll move the tranquil one over there, and I'll move this bloodlet one over here, and we can go ahead and pick up all these other ones since we don't really need any of these other mutations. We have all those, and I think we're good. So now that we have that ascended mooncat spawned in, we can go ahead and get all of our Spinos spawned in as well. So let's go ahead and get these Spinos spawned in. We have 2 megas, 2 normal ones, and that will get a ton of mutations moved over, and we can get them all put on to our big Cocoa Mango here and get a maxed out Cocoa Mango with all the mutations on it. So we made some pretty good progress so far. This one's actually going a lot faster. Our pets are helping us out, giving us all the mutations that we need, which is perfect. So now we're just going to go ahead and AFK, wait for these Spinos to move everything over. And in the meantime, while they are moving stuff over, we just got to wait for that, hopefully, Foxfire Corrupt Chakra to get added to something cyclonic. And then we still need Meatball and Aromatic, but we're almost there. So lots of great progress so far. All right, so after about 4 hours of AFKing, we did get everything moved over to our Cocoa Mango here. The only thing is, for some reason, we haven't been able to get Aromatic, and we also have not been able to get Foxfire Corrupt Chakra. I don't know why those two are struggling. Usually we get Aromatic pretty early on, but it has literally not gotten added to anything at all. So I don't know why. But besides that, we do have about 32 mutations on our Cocoa Mango, and if we separate Spaghetti here, we'd be up to 34. If we separated Harmonized Chakra, 35, Gloom, 36, Paradisal, 37, Storm Charge would be about 41, and I think we'd be up to probably about like 44. So if we did get Ceramic, and we got this converted to Ceramic. I don't know why I didn't convert. I think it's because we got Infernal done too early before it was able to convert Sandy to Clay and then Ceramic. We also got Frozen, I think, before the Sandy was able to get Clay. So that kind of messed it up, and we also did not get Aromatic added onto it. And we also did not get our Dawnbound done. It's been hours, and this guy is still trying here. But we have about 2 hours left, so I'm probably just going to AFK after I finish this video and let our Mooncat apply this to a carrot or something like that, just so we have a Dawnbound item for the next video. But anyways, I think this is a pretty good stopping point. I wanted to get Aromatic and I wanted to get Ascended Chakra done, but I don't know why I'm not having any luck getting either of those right now. So I'm going to go ahead and just call it here, and we're going to at least try to get Amber done still. The other thing is we did get some other events happening. Like we did get the Earthquake event, and we did not get Cracked, and we did get some other events as well while I was AFKing, and we didn't get really any of the event mutations like Cracked, Aurora, Acid, or Acidic, I guess. And yeah, I don't know why, but anyways, we are going to go ahead and spawn in 7 raptors. I would do all 8, but I'm going to let that Mooncat finish up its job there, and I'm going to go ahead and boost these guys with my toys here. All right, everyone is now boosted, and we are good to pick up the Cocoa Melon, or the Cocoa Mango. Sorry, I keep saying Cocoa Melon, bro. I don't know why. All right, but let's see if we can get Amber applied to this now.
Nope.
Okay, we did not get Amber applied to this, but we... What the heck was that, bro? What was that sound? That kind of just scared me, but wait, is it this? It is this, bro. The Cocoa Mango's making weird sounds. Okay, that's terrifying. But anyways, here's our Cocoa Mango with all these mutations on it in all of its glory. Now, I wish we got a little bit of a bigger Cocoa Mango here, but this is decent size. So I guess with this and all the mutations, I don't know what we can expect for the price, but hopefully we get something good. So I'm going to go ahead and talk to Steven here. Without further ado, let's see how much this Cocoa Mango is worth. All right, we actually hit perfectly on the 1 trillion mark, which is crazy. So if we did get Aromatic added and we did get Ascended Chakra, we would have been past 1 trillion, which would have been insane. So the Cocoa Mango is actually very, very good. I'm actually really happy with that amount. I honestly didn't expect to have that much of a value, but it did pretty good, and it makes this sound. So anyways, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Is the Cocoa Mango worth it in your opinion? If it is, drop a like on the video, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you want to see next. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for tuning in.